everybody, and welcome to the Big Buck Hunter Championship 2024. We got Dave Snipes live on stage and here to call all the action. I'm John Keffelucas, also known as Fallout, joined alongside Colin the Crow Clark. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, look, I just got out of the clink again. It's good to be here. It's good to be back in front of a camera with all the big buckers behind me.
That's right. It's going to be one heck of a weekend. If you have not tuned into a Big Buck Hunter Championship in the past, buckle up and get ready for a show. We have 128 players competing for their share of $125,000, the best players from all around the world, all for one purpose, and it's to get drunk and have fun. And maybe make some money.
I thought the purpose was just to not be in the clink. But all seriousness, it's to hoist that jug that's over our shoulders. It's down on a table. Everybody's been looking at it all day. It is the eye of the prize, my man. It is what everybody wants to get their hands on, but much like the Stanley Cup, everybody gets close, but nobody that's won it has yet to touch it. So I'm thinking there's a little mysticism behind that.
You know, I like the Stanley Cup reference because I think it's the next best thing in terms of prestige. Poppy's Jug,
without
it's
a doubt,
called. That is the trophy. That's what the players are competing for, and of course, pretty large prize pool as well. If you're watching for the first time, again, welcome to the Big Buck Hunter Championship. We have the main competition for $125,000, and of course, we also have our rookies division, our ladies division. The top placing rookie and lady of the competition will take home some additional prize pool. And if the unicorn happens this year for the first time, a woman, can win the ladies division, the rookie division, and the championship. It's always the coveted prize, but I'm excited nonetheless. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I ain't no mathematician, but that's a heck of a lot more money than I could imagine taking home in one weekend. To be the female, be the rookie, be the champion, be the one, make everybody else done. It's the dream. It's the dream come true. I don't know how many chances we got at that because a lot of our returning players are also returning female players. But I think there's one or two out there in the fields that could very well be a diaper dandy, a freshman standout in this class.
It'd be unbelievable. And of course, if you're wondering about the detailed prize pool breakdown, $25,000 for first place, $12,500 for first place, $10,000 for third, and $7,500 for fourth, all the way down to 128th place just for qualifying, which is really tough to qualify. 17,000 players tried qualifying for this tournament. It's the largest participation turnout we've had all year round. You can go to your local bar, or if you buy an arcade machine, you can play yourself at home and try to qualify for this competition through online play. But by the way, that prize pool actually got bumped up an additional $5,000 for first because of how high the participation was.
So it bucked up a lot like the Bucks they're going to be trying to take down out there. You also told people to buckle up. My man, you were on fire with the puns
Listen,
now.
That was a complete accidental pun, but I'm going to take all credit for that one. There's going to be a lot of terrible puns on the broadcast all weekend long. Of course, these players are certainly going to be entertaining all weekend long. Again, Big Buck Hunter, you know the game, you love the game, you played it in your local bar. Wait till you see how talented and how good these players are. They put hours and hours of preparation into this competition. They have fun while doing it. We also have game breaks, drinking games, or live games that will be in between rounds and during breaks as well. That'll be on stream and broadcast as well. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great show. Colin, what are you looking forward to the most?
To see if you can return as champion of a Flip Cup game break game, okay?
I jumped off the broadcast and participated in Flip Cup last year and dominated.
He's had to leave me before for some reasons we won't talk about, but that time it was worth it. He had to leave me to go win a game of Flip Cup. I never thought I'd root harder for somebody else to win a game than when my broadcast partner John jumped up there. I said, you know what? I'm about to put on my John jersey, my John hat, had a foam finger out here. I was going to will him to win it.
My number one fan. Look, I've done a lot of esports broadcasts. You have as well, gaming broadcasts, all types of red carpet shows. I have never, as a broadcaster, had a chance to go and play Flip Cup during the broadcast on stage. Once in a lifetime experience. Much like attending these events. If you're not here, get here. Chicago, Illinois. We are live at Joe's on Weed Street. Take over the entire bar. It's going to be a great time. Free arcades. It's Poppy's Arcade. You can play Halo, Fireteam Raven, the new NBA Superstar game. You can play, of course, Big Buck Hunter. There's 9 pinball machines, all for free. All you can play. It's going to be a great weekend, that is for sure. I want to jump into highlighting some players. I know you've been doing a ton of research prepping for this event. Who are some players or some storylines you're looking out for?
Jamie Rundle in warm-ups earlier looked like a man on a mission. He was like that silver medalist in the shooter in the Olympics. He was up there cool, calm, and collected, relaxed. He looked like nothing was going to bother him. Yet as soon as the round started, like the Terminator, 3-4 were already down before I could blink my eye. Jamie Rundle's a guy I got a big eye on. But, of course, we cannot forget the returning, reigning, defending champion, Adam Holm. He's been on a tear since winning last year. He went to Saskatchewan and took out another former world champion, Drew Baldock, in his own tournament. So I'm looking at Adam Holm. I'm looking at Jamie Rundle. Those guys have got a hot hand right now. Will it continue to stay hot, or have they been out of the oven long enough for it to cool off?
Yeah, that's a great point. The last 3 years, international players have won, not Americans. For the first 14 years of competition, it was all Americans. This is the 17th Big Buck Hunter champs. We started with like a $10,000 or $20,000 prize pool way back in 2006 or 7, and here we are now. But we had Will Bromley from Australia win 3 years ago. Then we had Drew Baldock win, the first Canadian to win, and then we had Adam Holm, another Canadian, take it home. So you wonder, is this the end for American Big Buck Hunter, or do you think an American can take it home this time?
There's only a couple in the mix, honestly, in my book. If I was about to break this down like a shotgun that they're going to use on stage, there's maybe 3 or 4 Americans that really stand a chance. Those Canadians have put in the work, and they put on the community on their backs because they have their own tournaments up there in Saskatchewan and Edmonton. They're practicing and playing all year round. They are in it to win it. They have willed themselves into a position to be the dominant force in Big Buck Hunter.
I love it. Yeah, they have indeed. If there's any American that can do it, in my opinion, it's Andrew Miko coming from New York, the Brooklyn crew, long-time Big Buck community out there in Brooklyn. And by the way, that's the best part about this tournament. You have the most random communities and groups. You have the people you'd expect to play, people that love hunting, maybe people like your folk from West Virginia, but then you also have like the hipsters from New York. We got the finance bros coming from Canada. We have lawyers from the Bay Area. We have Texans coming, and all types of people play and compete, and that's the best part about Big Buck, all these local communities that are forming. But I got my eyes on Andrew Miko in New York. I think he has what it takes to bring it back home to the U.S. and take home a win for New York and Brooklyn. First win, in a long time. New York used to dominate these competitions.
Yeah,
it's the Ninja himself, I think.
I was going to say, Andy No was a winner at one point. The Big Buck Ninja himself was a victor. We've got a couple of guys out there, though, like the Gardners, all the way from Wisconsin. They're in here as the Scotty Snipers. They are willing to put an entire country on their back to try to bring that thing back home, south of that Canadian border, and try to bring it back into the hands of the U.S. There's a ton of players out there on the prowl. I'm just talking about them hot hands right now. You bring up Andrew Miko. I'm telling you, his story and what we got to hear about earlier, I know you're going to go into more detail about that later. That story to me is the highlight of the weekend, especially if it comes true for him.
I love it. That's a great point. That's a great story to keep an eye out for. You called him the GOAT. We've called him the Tom Brady of Big Buck in the past. It's Trevor Gartner, of course, of the Scotty Snipers, but Andrew White, the Pope, runner-up, also comes from Wisconsin, held it down last year. So Wisconsin certainly represents. Minnesota, of course, has a big contingent coming from the 6th Street Slayers. I'm excited to see what they can do. And that's one of the cool things. I think this year, more than any other year, the amount of local events that have popped up. 2 local events in Canada that were pretty big in size. A Minnesota local event that was actually also a charity event that was hosted by the 6th Street Slayers. It's amazing to see how the entire community is activated. Shout out to Amy Green. Got a lot of love for that lady who's doing some big things for Minnesota, Big Buck Hunter.
And that's what Big Buck Hunter is. At the end of the day, if you strip away the prize pool, you strip away all the flash and glory from the lights behind us, in front of us, wherever it may be in this bar, it's about community, and it's basically about family.
No.
This family, this community
they should do it. They should keep doing it.
Does one of the best jobs of including everybody. And when you get here, you never feel like a stranger. You never feel like you're knocking on your neighbor's door asking for a cup of sugar. You feel like that neighbor's already been in your house. They bringing you the sugar because they're going to help you bake the cake, baby. It's one big family. So like he said earlier, if you're not here, get here. And don't be shy. Come on in the door. Introduce yourself because you're going to leave with more friends than you came with.
That's a great point. And if you can't come, for physical or geographic reasons, you can't get to Chicago in, a day's notice, no worries. Local events, go to your local bar. You can actually go and online BigBuckHunter.com, find local communities and bars that have kind of built communities, and you can, of course, be part of the local Big Buck community and maybe get here next year. I'm excited nonetheless for this competition. Everyone that comes together from all around the world here. It's crazy. The Australians come over from Australia every single year and stay for weeks with people they've never met that are part of the Minnesota community, or people maybe they met last year at this tournament for the first time. It's awesome to see the community. Really, it's a family grow every single year. You're right. If it's about one thing, it's community. If it's about 2 things, it's community and having a great time. That's the second thing I would say. After that comes the competition, I think.
Yeah, competition, and it burns deep, though, in a lot of these guys, and I think we can't overstate that for all of you that might be watching. You see it, it's in a bar, they're having a good time, they're laughing, joking, everybody's cheering for one another, but you get down to those final few matches, and you actually get to see those groups, those hunting groups start to split across the stage like we saw last year with the Scotty Snipers all kind of on that left-hand side, all those boys from Canada, all those girls from Canada getting up on the right side of the stage. They really showed up and showed out for their group. You can show up and show out for your player. If you're watching live, make sure you're sending them all your energy, whether it be just through your viewership, through text messages, through video calls. Leave them a sweet message. We know, Big Federico Reed was up here earlier telling us his girlfriend's family is tuning in this weekend to watch my man compete.
Listen, you better get our big mugs on your big screen TV at home, all right? Now I'm just giving a shout out to Fed, of course, another big storyline. He's been competing since 2018, has consistently performed, gotten better every single year. He's actually playing this time around with an injury, unfortunately got in a car accident, and was doing physical therapy on his left hand, his pumping hand, to get ready for this competition. We'll see how that impacts him in this competition this weekend.
And if he's still got that quick trigger, I know he's going to be fine, because
that's
we've always had that saying, don't make it to the bonus round against Fed. If the Fed gets you in the bonus, it's all over but the crying, because he's so quick and so precise that it's almost impossible to overcome a deficit by beating him in that bonus.
That's a great point. That's actually a good moment for those that are watching for the first time, whether you're on Roku, welcome, or, of course, watching live on BigBuckHunter.com. Few things. Big Buck Hunter, you've probably played in the bars. Maybe you've never played multiplayer against somebody else in a live competition like this where the stakes are high, right? Typically you go one at a time, go through treks, you can get the higher score. But here's how it works. Both players will be competing to shoot bucks on screen. You obviously don't want to kill the buck. You want to kill the buck. If you do kill a doe, just like you doe out, you're out. You take a step back. You have to let the other player finish their round. A headshot or a heart shot is worth more points. Distance gets you more points. Winner of whoever has the most points after 5 rounds wins the competition, in addition to the bonus round, which is a fast trigger, who can get more targets in a first to 25 or first to 30 type of series.
And I really love the way that it's set up for these players, because you almost look at it as a mountaintop. You might go down early, use that game 3, use that middle game as that teeter-totter point. That's got to be your pillar you stand on, and you got to start a comeback in round 3. If you find yourself down late in the game, you've still got those 2 rounds, and then the bonus round to just try to push you through that wall. So you see a lot of these players, they might get frustrated in 1 or 2 rounds, but they come back. They find a way to will themselves to a victory, especially later on in these rounds. I know last year the bonus rounds were especially big in our top 16, our top 18. We actually saw a bunch of bonus rounds, flip scripts, end up winning people rounds by 200 points. That's how Miko got knocked to the losers bracket by Adam Holm.
And that's one of the most hype parts about this game, about this competition. In bonus rounds, you can steal, I guess in any round, you can steal the points from your target in the bonus round by, if you hit those targets first, you can beat them 25-0. Same thing, obviously, in the regular rounds as well. If you just have a fast trigger and you get those bucks early, you can completely negate. So at any point, anyone can come back. That's the coolest thing about this. And you might be wondering, you play Big Buck at home. There's typically a trek or an adventure. Well, in this case, you're not going on a full trek. You just have a single adventure. Each adventure is 5 sites, and that's it until we get to the grand finals, which is a full trek, which is going to feature three adventures. And, of course, there's also a reload round or a loser's bracket. If you come from the loser's bracket, you have to win twice, which is something we've seen in times past where people have actually been able to come back.
And that's definitely extremely hard to do. You've already got that 1L, but you're not playing for anything now. You've got nothing to lose. You're already on the back foot. It adds an extra level of pressure, but that pressure last year did not get to our reigning defending champion. We got to witness one, in my opinion, one of the most impressive runs I've ever gotten to see in the few years I've gotten to be here with you with Adam Holm last year. He decimated his competition in and out. His closest game was the finals and the top 18 game against Miko. Those 2 games were his closest in point contention. Was the finals and top 18. Think about that. It goes into a round of 9, a round of 8, round of 6, round of 4, and he's just giving people the business.
That's a good point.
But before that, 200 points separates him from the reload bracket to that path to victory.
Yeah, it was crazy to think about, and that's why I said my eyes are on Miko. He may have got 18th place last year, but he almost took out the player who went undefeated, didn't lose a single match the entire competition. And, of course, you have to give your hats off to Andrew White, a.k.a. Pope. Dominant performance, coming through reload round, caught fire, and then took it to Adam Holm in the grand final. Was able to actually reset the bracket, if I remember correctly, force a second series, but lost to Andy Adam in the second series, and ultimately Adam Holm did take it home. So I'm excited to see who's it going to be this time around in this competition. 128 players, including, I believe we have about 30 or 40 rookies this year. So that is just an unbelievable turnout and quite a rookie category we got.
As I always like to call them, the diaper dandies, okay? You come out here, you're a rookie. That's another thing that I think is in your favor. Nobody expects you to make the run. Nobody expects you to be great just yet. You got to take your lumps is what most people would think. We saw Jordan Klassen, another Saskatchewan boy, another one of them Canadian boys. He was a diaper dandy a few years. He's now a top 10 seed coming into this year. I'm not sure how his seeding shook out after they got the bracket set up. We'll get more to you on that later. But Jordan Klassen, from rookie sensation and now one of the most venerable players in the field. He's got the respect of his fellow competitors, and he's somebody that everybody looks out for.
That's a great point. He played incredibly well last year. Certainly your eyes out on him. And speaking of Saskatchewan, not even kidding, the Canadian big buck contingent has grown so much the last few years. They're taking over behind us. And 2 years ago, no one knew who they were. They were brand new to the big buck scene. Drew Baldock has become like the godfather of big buck in Canada. Has been recruiting players, growing the community, and it's all at a local Boston Pizza in Regina, Saskatchewan. And that's right, Regina with an R, by the way, my friends. The first time they explained to us how to pronounce Saskatchewan and Regina, they said it's like the other word, but with an R. I was like, oh, thank you for not calling it Regina or Regina. But shout out to the Saskatchewan crew and everyone that's coming from Canada representing. It's been fun to see that community develop.
I would hate to spell that word. If I have to put that in a formal document, we're all in trouble. But I'm going to tell you right now who's in trouble, the rest of this field. With the people from Saskatchewan, that group, the Sask Buck Hunters lurking, the rest of the field is in trouble all weekend long. Love that group. They gave me a belt buckle last year that doubles as a beer drink holder, even though I don't drink. So it's the weird. I got to go buy like IBC root beer and put that in there so I actually have something to use it for.
That's right. The entire crew is fantastic. If you're wondering what's happening behind us right now and you're wondering why you're not seeing gameplay yet, well, we have an entire show intro. This is a thing that happens every single year, courtesy of our MC, our host, Dave Snipes, who is an absolute lunatic, by the way. I mean that in the best way possible. Every year, dresses up, has all types of crazy shenanigans to kick off the show. We also have George Petro on stage. We also have Mike Colesworthy, who give all types of shots.
I'm pointing at him.
You are pointing in real time. Shout out to George Petro, founder, CEO of Play Mechanics, the man behind it all. That's the one right there.
That one.
Absolute
there
legend.
He is. Look how good he
overhead
looks.
Shot of them on stage.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic group of humans behind all of this broadcast. They put on a main stage production all week long to make sure that the people in the venue are included. It's run by one of the most incredible families out there. George, I mean, like I said, I came in thinking I was going to be a complete stranger. That man gave me a handshake and a hug the first time I met him. I felt like a son that he may have never had. Granted, his son's much better looking than I am, much smarter than I am, so there's no way I'm in that family. But he still treated me like I was.
Shout out to the Petro family. We just got a nice glimpse in action. We can pull up that B-roll. It's fantastic B-roll. We got the whole community on screen. That was the Scotty Snipers coming from Wisconsin. We got an entire crew here ready to compete, but most importantly, ready to have a good time. Mike Colesworthy now coming on stage here in just a moment. And as we got some more B-roll here, the Finance Bros showing up strong. Do you see why we call them the Finance Bros, by the way? I think it's very evident.
The CEO of the Finance Bros still rocking a dead beaver or honey badger. I don't know what's on his head, but it can't be CDC approved. My man's got a cowboy hat and a poncho? That's what it's got Aztec, Mayan, maybe, and markings on that. That's a beautiful outfit right there.
He definitely pimps and
dope.
That's fantastic.
That's not
we got
PG.
Custom T-shirts. We got different hunting crews. We have all types of goodness. Let's take a look at the graphic now so we can show you guys exactly how we got here. 16,637 participants tried qualifying throughout all of 2023 and 2024 across 3 different countries, make it 4 different countries. The top 64 skill shooters and the top 64 wild cards got seeded 1 through 128. So that's a change this year. We have skill-based seeding as opposed to last year's who got the most games in. They will try to compete through a 128-team bracket, either through the winner's bracket or the reload round. We do have a double elimination bracket, and ultimately they'll be crowned as the champion. $25,000 is our top prize. And we have, of course, the $5,000 leading lady and $5,000 leading rookie awards that are given out as well.
I was going to say, you just come out here as a rookie and finish.
That's right.
Above all the others, taking $2K home. That's got to be a good feeling. A little bit of pressure, but that's got to be a good feeling that you know you're going to come away with something. So the rookie's got a little bit of extra something to play for. They know they're not going home empty-handed, John.
That's exactly right. In the past, we actually had a separate ladies competition. But what we found, which is pretty darn awesome, in esports or competitive gaming, unlike maybe a traditional sports, there's really no physical advantage that a man has over a woman. It's mind over muscle, if you will. So we actually 3-4 years ago combined the women's tournaments and the men's tournament. And we've seen some ladies compete. Lauren Hope, top 8 finishes. Really impressive stuff coming through from the ladies.
Lauren Hope, Malia Bruce. We've got Cindy Wright, who says if she gets double eliminated, she's going to come up here and she's going to do some commentating. So somebody's got to give up a headset. It's probably going to be me because you're much better at it than I am. So I'd rather see you up here with a professional like Cindy than myself. But John, we've yet to bring in the most handsome part of our trio.
That's exactly right. That's a bold statement, but an accurate statement. I have to be completely honest with you. It's a good time to introduce Emmy award-winning sideline reporter, literally, by the way, for the Big Buck Hunter World Championship, Omar Jimenez, live on the main stage. Omar, take it away.
Here, what's up, guys? All right, so they're going through the rules right now, but I want to give you a lay of the land. First of all, I'm going to show you who's behind us right here. On the entire time, they're coming in. So this is the crew. This is the crew. But here's what we've got. This is the room that we're in. So as you guys are watching at home, this is the space where it's going to be happening right now. Obviously, everyone's paying attention right now, as they should be. What they're looking at is this amazing demonstration of what the rules are going to be here by our friend Mike Colesworthy. That is the stage where everybody's going to be trying to compete for glory for Pappy's Jug, which, by the way, let me show you what that looks like. Come over with me right now. So look at these guys. This is the vibe. We question the spirit, potentially. Will it return year after year?
I can hear it now.
I think you look no further than what we've got right here. Team Canada, all ready to roll. Boston's Pizza, even though it's not in Boston. And honestly, I didn't even know Canada did pizza that well, but they play Buck that well. And here's what they're competing for right here. Pappy's Jug. It feels, look at this. It's shining in the light. It feels glorious. It's heavy, so you know it's expensive. And on top of that, look, you're winning a whole bunch of money playing that. You're playing this. Big Buck Hunter stuff that you usually do with the beer in your hand. I don't know how much beer you could get bringing back one of those, but you got to be drinking out of one of those at the end of the weekend. It's going to be a great weekend, and I'm excited. This is where it starts, right here. You guys got to kick us off.
Yeah, we're darn lucky to have you roaming and reporting all weekend long. You already know we'll kick things off with all the hype in the world.
He told me I gotta go feel how nice that jug feels, so I'm gonna go feel how nice
I'll see you in a little bit.
I don't know how long I'll be down there feeling a jug, but I'm gonna go feel a jug.
He's literally walking off the broadcast booth to go feel the jug. I can't make this up. This was not rehearsed. I am solo on this broadcast as Colin is going to be down with Omar, feeling the jug momentarily. Let's go ahead and throw a live look at Colin and Omar here on the sidelines.
That's the real stuff right there. There you go. There you go. See, this is how you should probably, Colin just heard there were jugs down here, and he came sprinting down and started worshiping immediately. So, look, I don't know what you can do about that. But honestly, that was the proper reaction. And that's what everybody here, I think, is going to be doing in 2 days' time. We're just getting going. We're getting going, John.
Jugs we were talking about, I think he had the right type of jugs in mind. Colin, it was the trophy, not the...
That's the best feeling jug I've ever had in my hand in my whole... I could put that jug...
His wife is watching, by the way.
It's a trophy.
Oh, okay.
It was beautiful. It was absolutely glorious. John,
that thing is big. That thing is definitely girthy.
I'm sweating. I am sweating now. It was hot down there.
I think that's more about what type of shape you're in more than it is about the heat in the room.
Probably. I shouldn't have eaten the donut.
Less time eating donuts and playing Big Buck, more time at the gym, Colin. Remember that. But no, we now have Omar live. He's going to force me bringing people in. We'll be throwing to him all broadcast long for side interviews. The jug, of course, the trophy is on at stake here. We also have the gun trophies, the display trophies. That's kind of the coveted hardware you take home. It's a coveted first place or second place trophy prize as well. But looks like the main stage is getting ready. Looks like we're finally going to be ready to go as Mike just wrapped up his intro. The Big Buck community is rowdy and ready, and I cannot wait, Colin, for round one to kick off this tournament.
It's like the back of the event shirt says, let's buck and go, John. Let's buck and go. I don't know where we're going. I don't know who's driving. I don't know how much gas we got, but I'm getting in the Big Buck car, and I'm going to it's probably a truck. Who am I kidding? It's probably jacked up. A few inches of lift. We got to make sure we can get through the mud, because when you go bucking, you go hard or you go home, baby.
You nailed it. Time is just about here. Players are pumped and ready to go. Round 1 matchups on screen for us here. We're going to go ahead and run them down for you. We got Bo Herrig versus Dasha Lebedev, I believe a rookie in this competition. We got Kieran Mooney going up against Julianne Jones, those half of PB&J from Vermont. Excited to see what they can do. We got Chris the Bull Tresso. I just made that up on my noggin. He's insane. He is the absolute GOAT of drinking games. He's terrible at Big Buck, though. But he's going up against Jonathan Seaman.
The Seaminator.
The Seaminator.
Jonathan Seaman's
He submitted his nickname was the Seaminator, which is terrible. Are we allowed to say that on a broadcast? I don't know if we are.
I'm going to say Julianne Jones. I want to go to Game 3. I want to see one half of PB&J. She came into this tournament saying they played the least amount of Big Buck she's played in an entire year ever. But she also looked me in the eyes in the same sentence, same breath, and said, but I feel less pressure now than I have ever felt coming into this tournament.
Can we go back to those guys, please? No, we lost them. It's all good. The finance bros that you just saw on your screen are financial professionals. They probably handle maybe millions of dollars in wealth management, and you just saw them with a honey badger hat going buck wild here at the Big Buck Challenge.
You know what they say about honey badgers?
Yes! Yes!
There we go. Mike, that is a lot of skin on somebody's
Imagine those
head.
guys handling your wealth. I just can't even fathom.
This is the commercial right here for their financial
institution. This should be the commercial.
This should be the commercial.
Please invest in a billboard or a commercial or a YouTube series of this commentary dub over. But ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into our first matchup of the day. Julianne Jones versus Kieran Mooney. Julianne's off to a good start. Hits 4 to Kieran's 2. Here comes the wild animal, I believe.
4-2, but the wild goes over to her opponent. But Julianne Jones comes away with a 600-point lead after that first map. She likes the song coming on. I think Shania Twain came on.
Yeah.
She's getting a little out of hand right now, but she's going to be bopping to the music. Going to be feeling great.
It's the woman's anthem. That's all that she needed to hear was it, Damn It Feels, was it, Damn I Feel Like a Woman by Shania Twain. That's what it is. It's the woman's anthem, not the male's anthem. We're hitting the chorus right now just as Julianne's heating up. She connects for 1. Kieran gets 1 as well. Nice job getting a critter there picked up for Julianne. She's going to get a second. Third, 3-2. Gets the third is Kieran. They tie 3-3, but Julianne did get the critter and maintains the lead.
And she got that down in distance, my man. You talked about it earlier. You said the further away. Look at her. She is in a whole different world. She's on
Shania.
Saturn. She's on Neptune.
Listen,
she might be in Uranus.
You nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. There's nothing that fuels a Canadian woman up more than Shania Twain. It's Shania, it's Julia. Well, she's not Canadian. I made that up. Vermont is basically Canada. I made that up completely. Kieran is Canadian. He's coming from Banff, Alberta, and he's looking good in this round here. Gets a second. This is a rookie competing against an absolute veteran, and it's showing she's on fire right now.
And look, if Julianne wins, I'm the president of the PB&J fan club. When they showed up today, the first person they saw was me coming out the door, say hi, say how are you, give them high fives and handshakes, tell them how happy I am to see them. I know her better half is happy that she has absolutely tore through these first 3 sites, and now she's looking to start off again hot. She gets the first one, looking for 2. She's going for 3. Will it be? No, she won't get it. She's looking for it. She's going to find 3. Now she found 4. 5 goes over to her opponent, but my goodness, Julianne has cemented herself not only in the driver's seat, but she might as well have left Kieran on the side of the road with a broke-down vehicle.
Yeah, what a start for Julianne Jones. Again, the better half, if you will, of PB&J. A lot of love for this duo. They've been competing for such a long time. Philip Beaupre and Julianne Beaupre. And Julianne's looking great. But this is a good round for Kieran here. He has an opportunity. He needs a clean wipe. Can he get it? Gets 3. Gets the 4th. Kieran Mooney trying to give himself a breathing chance going into the bonus round.
And Julianne picked up those last 2. And look at that. Still takes the dub with only 2.
Wow.
But again, the down and distance. She was letting these bucks that are right up in her face get way out ahead of her. She's up by $4,000. She has won this one. There's no way in the bonus he's coming back. Kieran is going to have to find himself an opponent in the reload round, because this mugshot bonus, all that thing is going to do is make him feel better about his final score.
And meanwhile, we got Chris Tresso dominating his matchup. I'm never going to make fun of him again and his big buck skill. Bonus round right here for Julianne and Kieran. Again, if you're watching for the first time, this is basically a target shot game. You have to try and get as many of these sliding beers as you can. And if you win this, you get some bonus points, but it's not going to be enough. Julianne has a 4,000-point lead, and I think the max you can kind of clean sweep is 2,000 or 3,000 from the bonus rounds. Julianne will win this one. Done and dusted. Congratulations for Julianne Jones, and of course Kieran, the rookie from Banff, as part of the Banff local crew, plays out of Brewhouse Banff, will go down to the reload round.
Yeah, no, you see that, the 14K. Julianne feeling good, all smiles, all thumbs up, trying to make her opponent feel a little bit better about that first round drop down. But you know what? That's how these first couple of rounds go. You're going to find yourself with a few lopsided victories. I mean, Bo Herrig, there's Fed's mom, there she is. There's the #1 fan for one of the best players on the planet, Federico Reed. With that injury to his hand, we'll see if it affects him as this tournament goes on. Your boy Chris Dressel got a dub.
He dominated. Chris Dressel wins. Joshua Cranford beats Kevin. We have Bo Herrick takes the win, coming from Minnesota over Dasha Lebedev. And Cody McDonald will be playing Adam Talisrud. I pronounced that terribly. But he'll be playing next on the main stage. Tim Amim and Christopher Long. Jamie Rundle will come on stage. You mentioned him earlier, going up against Tasha Reedman. And we got Nathan Boyer versus Michael Pfeiffer will be on stage as well.
Do me a favor and check into Game 3. Jamie Rundle in warm-ups today. I don't know if he missed a shot. And while accuracy isn't an important thing in Big Buck, it doesn't matter how many shots you take down range, it's how many you land on a buck. Jamie Rundle was putting more bucks and more bones and more beds than anybody I've ever seen in this stage. So Jamie's coming out. He's hot. He's ready to go.
We'll have to check in with Jamie
Abby
Rundle.
Rutko.
Abby Rutko's also live, a top-performing lady player in this competition, or female of this competition. Jamie Rundle goes by Runny from St. Cloud, Minnesota. Excited to see what he can do. His favorite hunting fuel is cold and full. I kind of like my hunting fuel that way as well.
It's what?
Cold and full. As long as it's cold and full, he's good to go.
Oh, okay. That makes. I thought it was like something that I didn't know how it was made.
Oh, got it. Like a beverage.
I thought it was like a name, and I was like, it's a what?
Nope, just cold and full. Very simply put. We'll jump into that match. We got. I think this is Abby Rutko. Or sorry, Jamie Rundle and Tasha live on screen.
Jamie's 3 up right now. Looking for 4, gets the critter. There's one over to his opponent, but the fourth goes over to Jamie. Now looking for that last one, doesn't get it to go. But Jamie again, 4-1 and the critter. 25 to 457. We might have to find a different game to tune in because I don't want nobody at home to have to watch something like that.
Listen, I got to give love to Tasha Reedman, though. Made her debut in 2019, finishing 63rd place out of 128. Came back in 2021, nabbed 57th place. Disappeared for a few years. Glad to see her back here in 2024. Her favorite hunting fuel is the blood of her enemies. That is morbid.
That's also, interesting because I didn't think vampires were real, but here we are.
She's from Everett, Washington. Is that where Twilight was filmed? Or close?
I didn't watch Twilight. I read the books, didn't watch it.
I'm pretty sure she's a vampire. Speaking of which, we're going to see what she can do here. And actually put up a good fight here against Jamie Rundle, who's an absolute dominant player. Tasha doing everything she possibly can. But I agree with you. I think Jamie's going to run away with this one. Let's tune into Abby Rutko, game number 1 if we can. Would love to see what that matchup's looking like here. We know that's going to be a great one.
What the heck is that?
Wow, that's awesome.
Is that a guy with a skull on his head?
That's a guy with a skull on his head.
Okay, as long as I saw what I saw. Abby Rutko here on your screen, though. Hey, look, that's a female matchup. You don't get to see that very often. Victoria Nicholas versus Abby Rutko. Only 1,300 points divide these competitors right now. And Miss Victoria Nicholas, John, I think you got some info on her.
That's right. Victoria Nicholas, I'm a big fan of Victoria. Made her debut in 2021 alongside Sammy and the crew, coming from Winter Haven, Florida. 716 Burgers and Brew is their local bar. Really fun crew coming out of Florida there. Competing really well against Abby Rutko, who's part of the Saskatchewan team who's so dominant. They practice almost every single day, it seems like. And she's put up a fight right now. Really close matchup, but Abby has the upper hand.
Yeah, Abby kind of extended her lead out there. I said it was 1,200 after that last one. Now it's up to that 1,700 marker. So that bonus round's going to be very interesting coming forward. Trevor Gartner there watching this match on.
With his
one
brother.
more sight to go, though.
Yeah, this is a big sight right here. Let's see what Victoria can do. You can see the intensity here, competing for the $5,000 ladies division, but also the $25,000 first place prize. And off to a good start is Andy.
2-1, 2-2, all knotted up.
Oh,
she needs
wow.
to get a critter or two, and those last couple of points. There it is. Victoria finds one. Victoria looking to find two. She gets it because Abby Rutko dode out, and here it comes, the dangerous prey. It's a big old bear. She gets it to go, and John Lucas, we find ourselves in a 100-point heater. in the first round.
Victoria Nicholas, ice in her veins, capitalizes on the dough out from Abby Rutko perfectly, collects the dangerous trophy, and takes the lead. It all comes down to this bonus.
Mug shot bonus. We saw it a few minutes ago. You're just trying to hit those pitchers of beer. I think those are those pitchers, or what are those called? Those pints?
That's
those
a pitcher.
Big pints?
Pitchers
those pitchers?
no,
Right,
those are pints. Those are pints and or pitchers. They look like pitchers. They're huge. But more importantly, back to gameplay. Whoever wins this bonus round, Colin, I believe, will win this competition.
Oh, yeah, the winner of this bonus round, Victoria Nicholas, if she wins by 3 or 4, she's going to send Abby Rutko to the reload bracket, and that is a huge upset in my book because Abby has been one of the most highest performing females year in and year out since she debuted. You said she had ice in her veins. What hunt fuel does she got in her stomach?
Victoria Nicholas does it! The upset victory over Abby Rutko, coming from Regina and the Regina's crew, who is so incredibly sharp. The comeback from behind win for Victoria Nicholas. It's all smiles for her.
And John, you touched on it earlier, and we cannot overstate the importance of patience. If you dough out on your opponent can kick back, relax, hit every single animal they get a chance to in a round, and find a way to flip the script. Sometimes patience is not just a virtue, it's your best friend. Nathan Boyer, Jamie Rundle, Tim all come away with victories as well in that round, but it looks like we're getting the first sight of a Gartner on stage.
Not just a Gartner, Colin. We have one heck of a matchup. Bradley Gartner, the brother of Trevor Gartner, the GOAT of Big Buck Hunter, as they call him. He's going to be competing against Max Van Umesen, who is the first ever legacy in Big Buck, and I believe in all of esports or competitive gaming. We've never seen the son of a competitor compete. Max now has qualified. He's old enough. He made it. He qualified for this tournament. The young 18-year-old is going to be making his debut.
And, John, I think that's a bigger story than anybody can imagine. Big Buck as a community, as a game, has lived and is excelled long enough for one of the first, second generation esport players, whatever you want to call it, in history. 7 or 8 billion people walking the planet. One of the first second-generation esport players ever behind us, Bradley Gartner.
And look, we say the word esports because this is technically an esport, but we use that term absolutely loosely because we get it. It's Big Buck, and this is a little different. But nonetheless, it's still an accomplishment. We got Max Van Umesen, son of the Van Umesens, Melinda Van Umesen, who's been a legend in this community, and her husband's here as well. Jared, remember, we're going to watch them as they kick this one off. What can Max do in his debut?
Max towed out in his very first round. He picks up the first one. And now Bradley gets to take a chance and just getting everything in his possible path. He takes over, takes a big 1,200-point swing after map one.
Could be a lot worse for a dough out, though. That was a bow round versus a gun round, so Brad couldn't capitalize on all the bucks he wanted to. Only down 1,200 points is Max. He can bring this back.
Max looking to try to get ready here. You're going to see Bradley pick the second site. And that's where they're going to go here. You see that first little dough right in the beginning, but Bradley takes a little trick shot right over the shoulder of that first dough. And John, my man, went on an absolute tear, going 4-1, doughs out after that. Max, all he can do is try to get that last buck. He does get it the last second.
That's huge. And that second buck will give him just enough to not let this bleeding run too deep. Max has a chance to claw back into this one. He's mitigating the damage, but Bradley Gartner is too good. He plays in the basement lounge. The Trevor Gartner, the Gartner brothers, have their own machine in their basement. They practice against each other all the time. This is a tough first-round matchup for Max.
Who better would you want to practice against if you're Bradley than one of the goats of the game itself? 2-2, here we go. Max looking to pick up a third. He gets it to go. Now in the far back left of your screen, coming across. That's going to be 3-3. And Max Van Umesen gets it to within 1,000.
And you might be wondering, why did Max have more points there? It's because he got more bucks at distance. More distance, more points, and also, of course, accuracy, hitting a headshot or a heart shot. This guy knows a thing or two about accuracy.
Well, let's see here when we go into the next site. They're going to load up here, early goings. Max finds one, looking to find two. He gets it to go. Critter.
Oh,
nobody picks up the critter. There's a third, but it's going to be going to Bradley, and now a third goes to Max. That's going to be one more buck on the screen, and Max does Max!
And that's at distance as well. He ties this one up. 6-point differential. Max Van Umesen, the 18-year-old in his debut, the second generation of Big Buck competitors, is here to play.
This is nothing to scoff at. This is nothing to laugh at. This last sight, Bradley has to get focused. He has to get sighted up unless he wants a rookie, a diaper dandy, to take this first round matchup. 2-1, 2-2. Two more bucks on the board. One goes to Bradley. Two goes to Bradley. Dangerous Prey over the top of the hill. It's going to be the big black bear. Bradley does out, and Max picks up the Dangerous Prey.
I want to switch over to Game 3 real quick. I know this is a tight one. We'll jump back to it, don't worry. But Game 3 is Rob Tetro. He's the CEO of the Finance Bros. They decided to go all in with the nickname we gave him. Rob Tetro right now in a close matchup against Colton Garcia.
Rob Tetro, we're taking a look at, you said Game 3, and I think right now Garcia picked up 6 out of 6. And the Dangerous Prey coming down the track, and that's going to be a dough out for Rob. Rob with an absolute donut.
That is tragic.
That sight.
That was the last sight as well of the competition.
Oh
Score.
My God, Rob's
going
to reload.
Rob's going to the reload round. Colton Garcia, the rookie from Fort Collins, Colorado, plays in Old Chicago. Age is 30. He takes that one. Let's jump back into Bradley Gartner and Max Van Umenson. Looks like Bradley's running away with it.
Bradley's running away with his bonus round, John, and they kept it within 100 points, but Bradley 28-12. I mean, just put it down. He put it in the ground. Max finds himself in the reload round.
Yeah, meanwhile, Game 2 is heating up. You see the T-WAG crew, the Finance Bros as we call them. I'm not even exaggerating. They're all part of the wealth management group. It's Rob Tetro's wealth management company. He's the fearless leader. As we jump on over, that's the Scotty Snipers. Bradley Gartner getting his good luck and congratulations kiss from his wife. They welcomed a baby last year. That's why he wasn't here. His brother Charlie is doing the same this year. They're just pumping out kids, the Gartners.
Hey, just more big buck hunter players coming down the line for the Gartners. They're going to try to add more trophies, more Pappy's jugs. Let's see what we got here. Rob T-Troll, 3K down.
Yeah, if we can jump to Game 2. Game 2, Patrick Heelan is competing against Malia Bruce. That is a huge matchup, Colin.
That's two big names. Mr. Just Engaged versus Malia Bruce, who I believe was one of the top finishing females for us last year. So she's been on a tear the past couple of years. So Patrick Heelan and Malia, but I think we've got a technical issue here. There we go. They've gotten it. I was going to say, you see the game warden right there waving his fingers in front of the screen. I think they were looking for confirmation of something before they go here into Site 2. Because there are still 4 sites to play in this one. Patrick down by 700 or so. Yeah, they're getting a glitch right now. They're getting a visual glitch. John, take a look at that.
Yeah, slight delay here on this game. Malia Bruce,
Melissa
a.k.a.
Romanek
Fonzie.
and Ray Upshaw coming up.
Yeah, and Malia earned the nickname Malia Brute on bucking around after making her presence known on the leaderboards across the Midwest and the world. A remarkable player, one of our top ladies competitors. I believe, if I remember correctly, she won or got close to winning one of the ladies division championships in the past. And I'm excited to see what she could do in this matchup. We'll see if we can jump back to that here when they resolve some of their tech issues. But for now, our next round of matchups are starting up. We got Rachel competing against Matt here on screen. Some relatively new names in the big buck world. Rachel Height is a rookie from Barton City, Michigan. Plays at the coin slot and likes herself a tequila and cerveza.
Kings of the Weekend, isn't that Andy Miko's group?
That is. I think she may have been part of the Brooklyn squad.
I'm just saying,
now
that's
spreading
the
her wings
party.
to Michigan.
But look, John, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know if you want to see Omar right now, but I'm always in the mood to see somebody so handsome as Omar. So I think we ought to go just see what he's up to.
The viewers are blessed right now with all 3 of us on the screen. We're about to be more blessed right now because we have got, I'm just going to Rob Tetro, tell us the story of how you ended up right here.
Looks like we have some audio technical difficulties, but you can just tell by facial expressions alone that interview was lit.
Well, look, technical difficulties come when he's that good looking and so hot. He's probably
break.
melted somebody.
Microphones break.
You got to melt something in that pack he's got on his back hip. So
We wouldn't know anything about that, but Omar's
I would. Mine's always working perfectly.
Yeah.
I'm just always.
His microphone never cuts out.
It's
if
because
based on
when you're this
ugly
ugly,
energy.
you got to have something. And
You're-
mine's the voice.
That's not true, Colin. You're a great-looking individual. This is just going to be us calling each other handsome, so get used to it all broadcast long. But jokes aside, congratulations, by the way, to Omar and Maya Volk. newlywed couple. Their wedding was actually featured on People's Magazine, a beautiful wedding in Seattle. Congratulations to them. Let's jump back into gameplay.
Yeah, People Magazine Male Model of the Year 2024, Omar Jimenez. I can't believe
not
we're
real,
in
by
this
the way,
presence. Totally real. Go ahead and look it up. Going into this game, though, it seems we got a toe out for Ray Upshaw, and Melissa Romanek is well within her rights to win this one.
Has some WWE reference, the heel. What do they call him? The heel when they're
he's
villains?
a heel. He's a heel. He's not a babyface.
Yeah,
he's a heel. He lives that villain role. Hey, look, there's Melinda Van Humison and Cindy Wright.
That's awesome. So Ray Upshaw on the left right there, part of the Texas crew. He is a FGC, fighting game community competitor that took his talents to Big Buck Hunter. And I think Melissa Romanek, this is a big matchup. Ray Upshaw fell early last year. He's looking to come back, and that's going to be a good round 3 for him. He's going to almost tie it up with Melissa.
That's a big comeback for him. That got him within 400 points. There we go. Look at that. The Kings of the Weekend, I believe. Those are those beautiful baby blue shirts. You see them on. And we go over back to Ray Upshaw and Melissa Romanek with 2 sites to play with only a 400-point differential here. And John, I hate to say this, but it's one of those things. If you're a competitor, I do want to know how you would deal with. I know we got the technical issues, and we don't want to hang on that too long. But how do you stay warm? How do you stay hot as a competitor if you've got to reset like that?
Keep that pumping hand ready and the trigger finger hot. Just this. Yeah,
just this a lot.
Yeah, can you show us on screen right now? Whatever we're doing here. Just this. That's
just
it.
This
that's
a lot.
Because
you're just doing this a lot.
You can't see us.
You got to keep that going.
That failed.
You got to keep that going.
That's right. We got a good matchup here between these two. Melissa Romanek.
Oh, Ray
don't let
Upshaw's
her
in the lead.
reserved demeanor and the fact that she didn't fill out a profile this year fool. This is it. This is it.
Yeah,
this is how you stay.
That's how you stay. That's how you
Big
stay.
Buck Hunter. Yeah.
That's how you stay hot.
That's how you stay hot.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Hot and ready.
And you
like
make
most
$5
pizzas.
That's right. All right, big matchup here. Ray Upshaw has had a good last few rounds. He's going to keep rolling here.
And the dangerous trophy coming in. There it is. And Ray picked that up from deep downtown. That puts him up well over Melissa. That's a 2.7, 2.8 thousand point lead going into the bonus round. There you go. That's 7 gets him to 9 and another 17, so 24. Scotty Snipers on the screen. Big Wisconsin showing up and showing out for their brethren. We come to the bonus round here. Shoot the mugs. Couple being picked up early by Ray Upshaw. A couple going back over to Melissa Romanek. Melissa Romanek has to pretty much shut her opponent out to have a chance in this one. Meanwhile, Rachel Height wins her matchup on game 1. Game 4 finishes up as well, and it looks like we've got a big victory there on game 4.
Yeah, Jared Crumpler takes out Joseph Darty with 13 to 8K victory. Congratulations to them. Andy Miko.
Ooh, Andy Miko coming up on stage.
Yeah, that's a big one. Andy Miko's a massive story coming into this competition. We talked about him earlier. But he got second place 2 years ago, 18th place last year, lost Andy home.
Yeah, and speaking of magnanimous, let's take it over to the one and the only Omar Jimenez. You take a look at this broadcast, you take a look at that stage there. Malia Bruce, Patrick Heelan still waiting to complete their Game 2 matchup where they're sitting there at Game 2. Andy Miko has taken the stage. He is on a bit of a revenge tour, but we got a guy like Dave on the screen. Dave right there coming back. He went on a run last year. He went on a run. His knee was hurting him. He had on a knee brace all of Saturday. And he said by the end of it, he could hardly stand because he leans on that left leg all day long. So I'm curious how he's going to do in his matchup here.
Yeah, some big matchups here, as you mentioned. Holly Fritz going to be competing against Andy Miko. That's a tough first-round matchup for Holly. We'll jump into that if we can. Alex Gage is playing against Mick Nemirsky. And Patrick Heelan still trying to finish that matchup against Malia Bruce on the Game 2 station that I think they may have found a way to fix. But for now, Devin Goldsby off to a solid start and a close matchup here on screen.
Dave Schaefer trying to fight back into this one, needs 1,300 points to get back into it.
Yeah, if we could cue game one, I just want to show you what we were talking about when we said you better watch Andy Miko. A 2,400-0 clean sweep on the bow round to kick things off. Andy Miko, as we watch his gameplay here, want to actually watch this round, and then we're going to cue some graphics for you because crazy story about his preparation. But for now, let's take a look at this round here. Holly off to a good start, gets one, gets a second here on the gun round. And Holly looking to show what she has. Maybe she doed out in round number one, but she's going to win round two against Miko. That's huge.
And gets it with 200 points, John.
Yeah, that is massive.
Do we want the graphic, or do we want to see the rest of this matchup?
Because
I'm going to say his story might be interesting, but it might all be for naught if this young lady takes Andy Miko to the brink and puts him in the reload round.
Could you imagine? I've been gassing up Andy all broadcast long, and Holly comes in and says, John,
is that a New York Liberty Flames hat he's got on?
I think it is.
WNBA hat.
It is.
Out here at the Big Buck Hunter World Championship. Beautiful job there. But Andy Miko, 5-1. In site 3, 5-1, now takes a 3,300 point lead. Holly Fritz has got to be feeling a little on the Fritz after that sight.
That's right. Holly's coming from the Brooklyn Park, Minnesota crew, plays at Chili Lime Tavern and Tequila Bar. She was a rookie last year, made her debut, got 116th out of 128. Not a great start, but she's back. Everyone's got to start somewhere. She's looking good this year. Obviously a tough round one matchup.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to come out of the blocks and have to go up against somebody like Andy Miko, but you can see here 1-1, now 2-1, looking to make it 3-1. Andy Miko won't be able to find that buck on the left-hand side of the screen. Holly notches it up 2-2.
And notice the difference in experience. Holly prioritized the close-range buck. Andy immediately shifted his focus to the long-range buck, got that connect, which is what got him the win in that round. That's the experience, the veteranship for Andy Miko. Has been playing for a few years now.
And he is in a dominating position right now. He is absolutely in the driver's seat of this one. He could drop her off at the next exit and still complete his trip, especially now that Holly has doed out on this site. Whatever Andy does, if he cleans this one up 6-0 and gets a trophy to add to his belt and his pelt, my man Andy Miko will be sitting pretty. He might as well put the gun away.
Yeah. That's going to be all she wrote. Meanwhile, a couple other matchups you see on screen. Game 4 is a fairly close one. Let's go ahead and jump into Game 4 if we can, because this one's done and dusted in the bonus round. Mick Nemirsky, Alex Gage in a little bit of a nail-biter.
Now we see a little bit of a, like you said, a little bit of a nail-biter here, 2,100 points. It could get a little bit closer. Another Kings of the Weekend man on the stage. Another one of Andy Miko's crew getting ready to come out here. Doe out immediately for Mike Nemirsky. Alex Gage, take your time, young man. Hit your shots, young man. Do what you got to do. Be a man with the plan so that everybody sees you from here to Spokane.
Oh, that was good.
Only gets
Dr.
two.
Seuss. He only got 2. You tried gassing him up with the rhyme. And I thought it was a great rhyme, by the way. I'm not taking away from that, but it did nothing for his performance.
Is that a caster curse? Is that a?
That's the definition of a caster
Okay,
curse. You
right.
just hit him with it.
Yeah.
The more rhymes, the more the curse.
Oh man.
Please
that
tone
means
it
I'm gonna
back
come
next
up with some. I'm gonna be Eminem tomorrow. Now I'm gonna tell you right now.
I hit him with the doe to the bow and the.
You better figure out some rhymes here quick, John. But we got a 3-1. Mick Nemirsky trying to just dominate a bonus round here to get a victory over Alex Gage. Alex Gage fighting back a little bit, still putting his hands up in front of his face, but a couple of early body blows has Nick Nemirsky in the driver's seat, but it's all tied up. Alex Gage with a huge combination comes back 13-14, now 14-12. Just a few more jugs to get popped off. Those pints hit the floor, but Alex Gage will find a way to win the bonus round, and I am assured he comes away with the victory in our first round of competition over Nick Nemirsky.
Yeah, and look.
No, I think he lost 94-98.
Mick Nemirsky lost.
No, I think Nick won 98-94.
No.
Show me that graphic.
Yeah, you're right. Mick Nemirsky takes the dub. Congratulations to Mick. Recently got married, by the way. Beautiful picture of him and his wife. From Bartlett, Illinois, local, hometown hero. Alex Gage is a rookie from Brooklyn, New York. Plays with Team Andy, a.k.a. Andy Miko. Unfortunately, got taken out. As we're going to now, speaking of Andy, we're going to show Andy Lynn, the big buck ninja himself. That's right. An award is named after this man for all he's done for the Big Buck community. Game 1, Andy Lynn, who created the Big Buck Photo Project, which is an actual Big Buck cabinet that is a photo booth. It's amazing. Shout out to Andy Lynn.
All my love goes out to his opponent, Nate. But I'm calling you Nate Lucas. I'd rather not butcher your last name, so you're going to be Nate Lucas or just Nate to me for the rest of the broadcast, unless you want to come up here and tell me how to say it, and then I'll be more than happy to say it as many times.
Lukaszewski.
Are you
It's
sure
like
about
Kefa
that?
Lucas. It's like saying I'm only going to call you John Lucas. That's disrespectful to my last name. That's long and complicated.
I call you John Kefo more than I call you
it's
Kefa
true.
Lucas,
That's
though.
true. That is true.
Just throwing that out there. I'm just being honest with you. Actually,
As a fellow Lucas in my last name, I take that as disrespect.
all right, I will do my best, but I'd like for him to come up here and tell me.
That's true.
But
Lukaszewski.
This is the difference, though. All right, I hate to say this, and I'm not trying to gas you up.
Lukaszewski.
See, I'm not
Final
trying to.
answer.
That's his. Get that on tape, by the way. I don't want to gas this man up, but I had to learn how to say his name simply because he's one of the most legendary players from a game that I love more than God itself. So I had to learn who he was because he was so goddamn good.
The Gears community, though, you know, people in Gears get rowdy too. You know,
Everybody, you got to get rowdy when you're passionate about something,
That's
and
right.
that's what you showcase out here. Andy Lynn on your screen, getting ready to go into his round 1 matchup.
Against who?
Nate Lukaszewski.
Lukaszewski. Let's go back
Lukaszewski.
into it.
All right,
Lukaszewski is going to dough out his first round, leaving an opportunity for Andy Lynn on the dough round to go 4-2. Andy barely gets that last one. That's a good first round for Andy Lynn, the Big Buck Ninja himself, off to a good start. He's going sleeveless this event. That means he's all business.
And might I say, Andy also gets a vote in my book because he went to the greatest college on God's green
Which
earth.
is what?
He's a fellow Wahoo, University of Virginia, blue and
Really?
orange. Everything out there in Charlottesville
From New York
is
to
bright and gay,
Virginia?
baby. It's beautiful.
Wow. Virginia?
Yeah, UVA. He's a
The one
Wahoo
with the sword- the one with the swords?
With the swords and the V, baby. We won a natty. We got a bunch of natties.
He
as a
left
matter
New
of
York
fact.
for that experience?
Hey.
I digress. I don't
Woo.
know. No disrespect to UVA fans out there. Andy is not messing around. Dangerous trophy coming. Wait
Over the
for it.
top. Here it comes over the top of that rock, right behind the dough, and Nate takes a shot and he misses it. And Andy Lynn says, "Thanks for doing out for me, baby."
I'm loving rolled up sleeves, Andy. Can we go back to the B-roll? Look at this man. Guns out. He's ready to rock and roll. This is a different Andy Lynn this tournament.
Sun's out.
The sun is not out. It's dark outside.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's bright in here, dog.
That's why I didn't say it.
It's bright to me.
It's bright
so
to
it's
us.
still daytime. The sun's out in here.
Oh, I
but
jinxed him.
Andy, you said I had a caster curse.
No,
on the
no
round?
caster curse. They both doed out. We're safe. I am not caster cursing. That's only you with your ridiculous rhymes.
Hey,
By the
look,
way, if you guys want to make a big buck drinking game out of this broadcast, take a drink every time Colin rhymes the most rambunctious thing you'll ever hear. He starts just dropping bars in his commentary.
what
You will
about
be wasted.
metaphors?
Metaphors as well. If you want to black out, metaphors
If
as
you
well.
want to black out, Andy Lynn with the first one, now 2 to his name. Nate picks up a critter or 2 and a second buck over the top
it's
of the
big.
rock. Andy Lynn looking to get that one. Andy gets the final one. He finds that sight done. That's going to be a big round win for Andy.
And I got to point out, the fast 1-2 shot, the quick reaction time to go from dough 5 to dough 6 for Andy just goes to show his
Buck 5 to
experience.
buck 6.
Did I say dough?
You said dough.
I'm going to say buck. Yeah,
Pretty
definitely
sure he
only
didn't wanna
bucks.
do that.
Only bucks for Andy. He's playing really well.
Only bucks, big bucks. Andy's the inventor of our beautiful
Self-portrait project.
self-portrait project.
That's right.
He's got his own award. He's got his own invention. What can this man not do besides be amazing at big bucks?
And life, too.
Seriously,
Yeah.
without a doubt. Guy's just incredible.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's well in
an
the
amazing advocate.
6K
Oh,
lead
he's
for
dominating.
Andy.
An amazing advocate for the Asian American community in New York City. Remarkable story, and always is representing his father and his family story. A lot of love for Andy Lynn for sharing his story. Make sure to give him some love. Has a great Instagram, by the way. I follow him on Instagram. Here's the bonus round, but it's not going to matter. This one's done and dusted. Andy Lynn will take the win.
Kayla Geary's on stage now. I'm not sure if her fiance finished up his match or if they had to come back and play it, but Kayla Geary about to go up against Casey McCrae in Game 3. I would absolutely love, though, to get an update on what happened to Patrick Heelan and Malia Bruce.
Yeah, me
that
too.
we had some difficulties on, baby.
Wow. Game 4, crazy matchup, 13K to 10K. And it looks like Dave H. takes the win over Jose El Chicano Garcia.
Did you just see the flex on Andy Lynn when he gave him?
He flex?
He gave him a little dap, and when he pulled in,
flexed.
you could see it.
Yeah.
You could see the tries, a little bit of a pop
He's
there.
been hitting the gym. I can tell. Look at the tricep definition.
Oh my
he
God.
definitely knew the camera was following him there, and he's definitely extending that arm intentionally.
That is beautiful work by Andy Lynn.
And the cameraman.
And to just to have that presence to know to keep the flex going.
That's right.
You're getting a good look here at the crowd. Everybody happy. Everybody having a good time. That's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Name a better esports event. Name a better gaming event. Name a better event, period, than the Big Buck Hunter World Championship.
I plead the fifth.
Okay.
I plead the fifth.
The answer's no.
The answer's no. All right, yes, sir.
The answer's
if you say so, sir.
Look at the
Jason
animal fur on
Baird,
this guy.
though. Yeah, he was in full
Fake,
costume.
probably.
He had a deer
Was he?
antler
That was
on his
him,
head
huh?
earlier.
He took it off for the competition.
I think he should have worn it, to be honest with you. If you're going to come in costume, stay in costume. It's like being in character.
Like this guy. Speaking of costumes, this man knows how to arrive in a costume. Dave Snipes, everybody, an absolute character. It was actually one of the reasons we have the championship. Started it 17 years ago, worked at Play Mechanics, and has become the host de facto of the Big Buck Championship. We got a nice dominant showing right now from, is that Jamie Rudden? Who is that?
Joseph Gold?
The guy on the left.
Right here, Joseph Gold? Or Jason Baird?
Jason Baird.
Baird, B-A-R-D, like Baird.
Like Baird from Gears.
Yeah.
Buddy. Shout out to Jason Baird. He's a rookie. That's why I know him.
4-2, Jason Baird.
This
Beautiful
guy's a
job
rookie
on
and showed up in
side.
that costume. This guy knows everything about the ethos of this event.
He understood his assignment. That's what it was. He understood his assignment. I still think he should be in his own costume, though. I wonder if the headdress is somewhere nearby that he can throw it back on as soon as he's done.
Tom, there's $125,000 on the line. You're not taking off that costume if that's you?
Hell no. You gotta be able to channel that. All right, you gotta be able to channel that out of your being, just like he's channeling a fantastic sight for himself here as his opponent, Annette Robinson, goes out. He picks up 4, looking for more, won't be able to get it this time. That closes the door.
Yeah, let's go to game 2 if we can. This one's going to be likely done and dusted. Jason Baird, the rookie from Portland, Oregon, takes it. Meanwhile, game 2, Emmy Keenan versus Mel Walters. That's a big matchup as they're posing for either a picture or to be on camera. I can't tell. Look at this. Banger Buckaroos? Buckhose? What was that?
I'm not going to guess. I'm going to get us both in trouble if I try to pronounce words again. I don't English as good as you do, brother, all right? Emmy Keenan, though. Big Emmy on stage. I think that was a round, though, for Kayla Geary. Kayla Geary up by 8K in her game. So that means that the engagement made Kayla Geary better because she's up by 8K right now. I mean, that's just got to be fueling her. Taking a look on screen, Andrew Chapman, Robert Smith, 3-3, all knotted up. Here comes the trophy out the backside behind those does. Finds it at the last second in favor of Robert Smith, who was already up 3,000 going into that one and is now up 5,000 after that sight.
Yeah, Robert Smith over Andrew Chapman on screen. A couple blowout games here. And we'll see if we can jump into Emmy Keenan and Mel Walters if that match is able to continue. But for now, dominant showing from Robert
coming
Smith.
on stage. My man in the game 1, the other half of PB&J. He's the peanut butter part of that. I've always wanted to ask him, is he a crunchy, a smooth, is he a natural, is he an oil? I mean, there's a lot of different kinds of peanut butters out there nowadays.
This is year 3 for you, and the fact that you still have not asked that question, but you bring it up every year on broadcast just baffles me.
That's because I keep asking Julianne what's her favorite jelly. I'm expecting that to change.
So you care more about the jelly than the peanut butter, even though peanut butter is superior in the combination.
Well, that's because the jelly has the sweetness, I'm out of shape, the sugar. You got to make these connections.
It should be a 2-to-1 peanut butter to jelly ratio at minimum, 4-to-1 preferred.
Crust to no crust?
No crust preferred, Uncrustables.
Wheat or white?
I'm a health guy. I'm going
sourdough?
This turned into just 20 questions, and I'm on the hot seat. Let's jump back into gameplay. Robert Smith is dominating right now.
Oh,
this one's done and dusted. Hey, listen, this one's over. Robert Smith, congratulations. I want to take a moment, though. We talked about Andy Miko and his storyline coming into this competition. Remember, he got second place in the second year after his rookie division debut. Lost in second place to Drew Baldock, I believe. And then the year after, this is last year, got 18th place. He actually put some inspiration in his house to make sure that never happens again. Let's take a look if we can. That's his second place trophy. To the right of that, it says reserved for Big Buck 2023 first place gun, where he lost and got 18th place. Let's keep the graphics going here because there's more inspiration. This is above the Vegemite. Is that Vegemite? I don't know what that is. I thought we had more graphics. We don't have more graphics, but he also has a "This looks more fun" graphic at his door. So every time he exits, he sees a. This is another one reserved for Big Buck First Place Gun 2024, and then there's one last one if we can pull it up. This looks more fun, and it's Adam Holm holding up the trophy with confetti. That's how much this guy wants to win this. He is making sure he comes in hot this tournament.
And he's got Gizmo right next to it from the Gremlins. So I love the insight. I love the determination and the drive to want to get back there.
You can't beat Gizmo and Home Inspiration.
Without a doubt, you leave your house with something that fuzzy and cuddly, as well as the hatred in your heart to come away with a dub. That's got to send you somewhere, and he's hoping it's going to be first place. And that will be another round racked up for, I believe Robert Smith ends up coming away with that one. I want to take a look at game one. If we can go into Phil Beaupre, my main man, the peanut butter to the jelly and a sandwich, baby.
I want to point out Robert Smith, a.k.a. RD. He's coming from Gresham, Oregon. 2022 debut, 93rd place, got 70th last year. So he's certainly looking to continue to jump forward. We'll see what Robert Smith can do. Meanwhile, here's PB, Philip Beaupre of PB&J.
Philip Beaupre, though, he's sitting pretty in this one. He's up by about 7K at this moment. He's got to be feeling absolutely fantastic about his situation. You see the dough out, though. Phil Beaupre has a 6-0, a 4-2, and then a 2-3. The first sight going over to his opponent, but I think we're getting him to look at the orange gun right now. It looks like Phil's getting into a little bit of a conversation here with our game warden on stage. And John, real quick, you know a little bit more about that insight. The game wardens, they all work for Play Mechanics. Am I incorrect in that situation? Don't they work for the company that also makes the game?
Who's this?
The game wardens, the people on stage.
That's the coolest part. They're game devs or QA or market. They all work for the company. The whole company, Play Mechanics, who makes Big Buck Hunter, it's a family-owned operation. Nick Petro works for his father. George Petro used to work for Midway Games. He actually was one of the lead designers on NBA Jam, which is an all-time great arcade game, by the way. And the entire company comes to support this event. It's an amazing story. Big Buck Hunter, Play Mechanics, an amazing company, and it's awesome that they do this for the community every year. But right now we got Jason Kopp, brother of Russell Kopp, coming from Prospect, Maine. ME, is that Maine? I need to go back to childhood.
That's Maine.
Wow, Maine represented. Most northern.
I think it's on the back of his shirt as well. If you see him turn around, it says Maine underneath that big buck on the back of his shirt. But Phil Beaupre, I believe, comes away with another sight in his hands, and he's up 5,000 points going into sight, I believe, 5, the final sight for these two players to go against one another.
And Phil's from Vermont. It's a battle of the Northeasterners, if you will. Philip taking the dub here. At least it's looking like it. Let's see if we can jump into another game, though, because I think this one might be all she wrote. We also have Omar just about ready. Hopefully the third time's a charm. He's not ready yet, but just about ready. Hopefully third time's a charm. Well, after this round, we'll jump into an interview. But Philip Beaupre is dominating right now in the bow round.
And that's going to be 5-1, in the bow round. And Phil Beaupre, I mean, he's going to be in a position to sit back and relax. He could go ahead and hand that orange gun back over to the game board and say, look, you play with it and tell me if you think it's working properly, baby. But it's got to be working great because he's up by 6K right now. My man going into the bonus round has got to be feeling absolutely spectacular. He's got to be looking scintillating and sensational, and he's going to be all thumbs up. Good job by Phil Beaupre after he takes home a victory.
Yeah, that's right. Meanwhile, somewhat closer game, Mike Byrne, Amy Green is on screen right now. We'll see what she can do. One of the community favorites. Quote me right now. Future Big Buck Ninja winner. She does so much for this community. Raises money for charity every year. 6th Street Slayers. Made friendship blade bracelets last year. How does that? That's Big Buck Ninja material.
I still got it at home. It sits on top of my. It sits on top of the same desk that has all my other esports stuff on.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. And we're seeing the bonus round right now. But Phil Beaupre's got this in the bag. Look at his skill. 31-9. Phil Beaupre dominates. It looks like we do have a win coming through for Philip Beaupre. Vermont greater than Maine? Question mark. I'd rather visit Maine personally.
I've never been to Vermont, so I can't tell you.
You've been to Maine though.
Yeah, lobster rolls.
Lobster rolls? That's
Lobsters
Boston.
Paper cut. Lobsters mainly found in Maine.
Is paper cut what you say when you get excited about lobster rolls?
Oh, without a doubt.
You got a paper cut. Literally got a paper cut. All right, I think we are ready now. Omar is with a very well-dressed individual. Let's go ahead and throw it over to Omar for an interview.
Baird right now. Jason, all right, first of all, You got to tell me. We're going to do a Met Gala situation right now. What's the fit? Who are you wearing? What are you wearing?
What am I wearing? I got a coyote skin, a couple turkey beards here, and then these are all trapped. So this is a skunk, and this is a minx. These are all things my dad took down. I come from a big line of hunters, and this is actually a little bit of a kick in the because I'm not the biggest hunter for him, and he sees me up here doing this. But yeah, it's been great. We're having a good time, and I love this. It's so fun. It's my first year doing this. I'm definitely coming back next year. That's for sure. Yeah.
All right, so your dad may have the hunting on you right now.
Yeah.
You got the virtual hunting on him. How many times has he played Big Buck Hunter, and how many times have you taken him down?
Oh, not that many times. So I probably played him about 10 times. I played with my sister a lot. That sounds weird, but she's not my wife, so that doesn't really matter. And the reality is I practiced so much during this year with my wife, and then I found a good community in Portland, Oregon. Tons of good hunters there, a lot of really good bars. I play at the Corner Pocket, definitely check it out. And I don't know, Dave would just played, and Kirby, and RD, and Chris Light. Those are all guys I play with in Portland. They're all awesome. It's a good community, and this community here is some of the best I've ever been around. It's really fun.
Look, if there's anyone that's repping the moment more, it's got to be Jason. Jason Baird, wearing it all. Look, this is truly the fit that you want to have if you're going to be competing at this level. Look no further, guys.
You are 100% right, Omar. That man is the archetype of a big buck hunter player. I mean, does anyone better dress or better represent this community? I don't think so.
No, he looks like something straight out of Pappy's childhood. I'm sure right now. He
will be Pappy in the future.
That is who he will grow up to be eventually. I'd like to jump into game 2 real quick. We got Melinda Van
Before we
Humison.
jump into game 2, though, can we talk about the highlight of the interview?
What was the highlight?
I play with my sister a lot. That was weird.
That sounds weird. I was hoping for more explanation, but he did say something about his wife shortly after that, so I don't know if it got better or worse from that point. But Melinda Van Humison, Cindy Wright on your screen. Two of the ladies of Big Buck Hunter going head-to-head. Cindy looking to try to find a second, but she won't be able to get it. She gets the distance one. Looking for that third one. She gets it to go as well. That might be some points back in her favor, but she's still down 4,000 against Melinda.
And this is what you'd expect from Melinda, right? No matter who she's playing against, giving hugs while competing against you. That's like saying the blood of the lady earlier, the blood of my enemies, but then also the warmth and love of my enemies. She cares about both of them.
I can't play that lady who wants the blood of her enemies now.
Colin has a paper cut, and he's freaking out right now.
No, I just didn't expect it to start bleeding. That's all.
He literally has a paper cut that's trickling a little bit of blood.
Hey, look, shout out Lincoln Park one time. I don't think they're the same city. I know there's a Lincoln Park in Chicago, but I think there's I don't know if there's
no correlation.
No correlation. All right.
They're a bunch of LA boys. Melinda Van Humison. If you're wondering, where did I hear that name? Well, you heard it earlier on the broadcast. Her son, Max Van Humison, unfortunately took a loss, but making his debut and still giving hugs. She dishes them out.
But that's what she does. I mean, you saw it in some of the highlight reel packages from years past that there was a lot of hugs given out by Melinda Van Humison. She absolutely adores those that she gets to play with, gets to play around. Yeah. And now they're in the bonus round. It's going to be Melinda Van Humison versus Cindy Wright. Cindy trying to come out hot and heavy in this one. She needs a whole gaggle of these mugs to try to come back in this one. But Melinda is shutting her out right now.
Dominant performance from Melinda. Her husband, Scott Van Humison, is here in the audience. Not competing in the tournament anymore. Maybe his playing days are over, or he didn't qualify, one of the two. But Max Van Humison has taken over for the patriarchy of the Van Humisons.
I think I saw him roaming around earlier. Was he the one with the tie on and all the
gray
khaki?
hair, gray beard, great-looking guy.
Yeah. Great-looking guy, but he had a tie on. He was rocking the khaki
outfit. Kind of looks like George
outfit.
Clooney.
Yeah, a little bit. Like late 90s Clooney.
Yeah, exactly.
Late 90s Clooney.
And more hugs for Melinda. She's playing against one of her favorites. Cindy Wright, absolute legend. So kind, so friendly. And I think she's going to be okay, Cindy, taking a loss to Melinda, the angry ostrich herself, coming from Edmonton.
The angry ostrich. What a nickname.
That's right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you take a look here as they leave the stage. What do we got going on here, John?
Game 1's going on. and some love. Alexis Murphy on 4. That's a big one, too. So we got to jump on either Game 4 or Game 1. I think Game 4 is the way to go. And Alexis Murphy, an absolute legend, was a part of the OG Brooklyn crew in New York. Now in Atlanta, Georgia, plays with Too Drunk to Buck, a new hunting party from the Barrage Mahal back in the day. Plays with the Drowning Wench. First ever leading lady in 2021. Her curiosity about Big Buck was piqued when witnessing a World Championship after party. That's how she found out about Big Buck. Started hunting in 2013, has been gracing the event with her stylish hunting outfits ever since, but right now, unfortunately, in a deficit against Nathan.
I think also I heard Sarah Erlinson was on stage earlier. I heard them start chanting Sarah, Sarah, one of the most legendary female big buck hunter players. But let's take a look at this one. Alexis Murphy down 5K. You almost need a
Look at the
doe
mustache
out
on
round.
that guy.
That was a beautiful mustache. Kings of the Weekend representing my man Andy Miko's crew and clique out here.
That's right. Jump back in here. Nathan, it's all business. Look how locked in this guy is. Have you ever seen a more focused man in your life than Nathan?
Me trying to do long division. Take a look here. 3-1. Alexis Murphy trying to come back in this one. Now 4-1. Alexis Murphy, almost had the 5-1 shutout. That would have been huge for the point differential, but she still finds herself down almost 3 full K in this one. Going on 4K, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, Nathan Kasaboski goes by Kaz. He's a rookie, by the way, from Appleton, Wisconsin. I went to a lacrosse camp in Appleton, Wisconsin when I was 12.
Did you win?
It was camp. I don't know. I mean, do you
Oh,
win
I thought
camp?
you said you went to a game.
No, just a camp. Yeah. That's my Appleton.
Oh, he does out. Nathan with a big doe out here. Alexis has to find some bucks, though. She's got to find something. Hasn't been able to find nothing. Gets 1, looking for 2, gets it to go. Needs 3, gets them all. Can't you see? Not all the way back in it, but close enough.
That's big for Alexis Murphy, and that's a close game, but we also have to take a moment to highlight. Actually, let's close this one out, and then we'll jump into Game 2. We got Battle of the Brothers, Brian Sabala versus Tyler Sabala, both from Chicago and Mount Prospect. They play at Woody's Sports Bar, but for now, we have to watch this bonus round. Alexis Murphy needs to go bananas.
She's got to go absolutely massive here. She starts off hot. 1, 2, 3, looking for 4. Looking for more. That's going to be 2-3 in the other hand. Nathan catching up here, trying to knot it up. All Nathan has to do is keep this close or in the lead, and he will come away with a victory. He just can't go down by about a dozen or so and have that comeback to bite him.
Can you imagine you and your brother both qualify together at a local bar and get matched up in round 1? That's the reality of this match we're about to jump into. Alexis Murphy with a really good finish, but it's not going to be enough. Nathan should take the dub, and Alexis knows it. Going to give love. Let's jump into game number 2.
Big handshakes there, and she saw the result already. Jumping into game 2, Brian and Tyler. Tyler right now up on Brian. This is bragging rights for the entire year. You know that, right?
That is, yeah.
I mean, you can beat me all you want at the local bar. You can beat me all you want all year long, but we come to the big tournament. We come to the big show, and I put you down. That's where the dough is. Boy, howdy, if I'm Tyler, I'm spitting it at him right now.
365 days of bragging rights. That's what's on the line for the Sabala brothers here. 2-1, Tyler takes the lead. He's the big brother, by the way, 34 years old. He enjoys High Life. That's his drink of choice. It's a Chicago thing, I guess.
Is High Life no, that's Michelob. Is the champagne?
Yeah, Miller's Light, I think. Miller High Life. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
This guy doesn't drink, and
I've got to stop trying to be the expert on the thing I don't do.
Yeah, let me be the alcohol expert of this broadcast, please.
That's why I started asking you if that was a name for something. But when you couldn't give me an answer earlier, I had to start coming up with my own.
This is the big last round here. Brian needs to go massive. But it's all Tyler all day. Brian does out, leaving the door wide open for Tyler to slam it shut. That's it. That's all she wrote. Done and dusted. Tyler Sabala, the older brother, wins the Battle of the Brothers in the rivalry. Let's switch on over, though, if we can, to another game here.
Andy White's way up.
Jeffrey Sample wins that matchup.
Andrew White is
Andrew
way
White,
up.
Pope is up, yep. Our second place runner-up.
There's another
Derek
name
King
that I
over
want
William.
you to figure it out for me. Madison Miko
It's
Lajewski.
Miko. It's his sister. Right? Sister?
Is Madison the sister, or is
That's
that the
Miko.
other half?
That's Andy Miko's sister, I think.
Yeah, what's his other half's name?
No, she's not playing. We met her earlier. She said, I'm just here to support.
Okay.
Madison, Miko. We did this 2 years ago, and they corrected us. I think it's Mikolashevsky. I think the same thing that you caught you up in the last one, Mikolashevsky.
I'm going Miko.
No, it's not.
Juski.
Juski. It's not Juski.
Not juicy? Is it juicy?
Not juicy. Ain't juicy either. Not like a sandwich or a burger. Not like that chicken sandwich I had earlier. That thing was juicy. All right.
That thing was huge.
Casey.
Game 1. Let's take a look here. Casey
White.
Penny, Andrew White. Andrew White, last year's runner-up to Adam Holm, reset the bracket on him, and now Andrew White has started his campaign, and he might as well pour champagne. Up 19-1 in the bonus round. He's going to say this one is all done. I don't want to hear nothing else about it because he was already up a good, I think, 7,000 or 8,000.
Yeah, Derek King is winning his matchup. Quite dominant as well. And that's the thing about a lot of these round 1 matchups, actually, obviously high seed versus low seeds, especially this year where the seeds are skill-based, are going to be kind of blowouts. And we're starting to see that a little bit here. Congratulations
10,000.
to Andy Pope. Going against Pope, your first matchup, tough situation.
Yeah, look, if you're going up against the Pope in your first matchup, you might as well start praying. Andre Rivas is way up here on Christopher Harper. 5,000 in this matchup with 2 sites to go. That means you're needing yourself a dough out by your opponent to try to come back into this.
That's right. I was talking to Chris Harper earlier. The self-proclaimed, I mean, the stats prove it. So maybe not self-proclaimed, best black big buck hunter player, he says. I think he's right.
I will let him proclaim whatever he wants to proclaim. It's 2024. Who am I to disagree with?
That's right. That's right. Shout out to Chris Harper. But going up against Andre Rivas, that's a tough one, right? Rivas is a former champion. He's won before from Torrance, California. He is the creator of Buckwatch, by the way, a website for monitoring player performance with in-depth charts and graphs. So shout out to Andre Rivas for contributing to the community in a big way. And he, of course, did hoist Pappy's Trophy in 2019 and the winner of the 2020 Southwest Regionals back-to-back championships for Rivas. He's looking to return back to first place.
And his favorite thing is jugs, jugs, jugs.
He does like jugs.
That's what I'm gathering from his favorite thing being
favorite
jugs,
bonus.
Jugs. Oh, favorite bonus is
that's
jugs,
a bonus
jugs,
round.
jugs.
Yeah.
And his hunting fuel, it's a classic. It's Bud Light.
That's right. We haven't seen many California members here. A lot of Californians that tend to make it out, but not so many this year.
Find ourselves in a bonus round. Andre Rivas way up in this one. He can come away with a pretty easy victory. Brandon Waschenberger up 2K there over Graham Dobson, I believe that says. In game number 2, that one's a much closer game. If you want to jump on into that one, is Andre Rivas. We'll have this one all tied up with a pretty bow on it.
Yeah, Trevor Gardner in game 5 is the one I want to keep a close eye on. Meanwhile, Madison, Miko, we're just going to keep rolling with Miko.
Yep.
And not even try to pronounce the last name. We failed for 3 years in a row. We're not going to get it this year. Or maybe we will. We definitely will.
We'll try.
Trevor Gardner, though, game 5. Strong lead right now against Collette.
Yeah, Trevor, I mean, he's got to start a campaign. Look, I talked to him last year. He thought last year he was feeling extraordinarily good coming into the tournament, but it seems like he did not come away with the result he wanted because the only result Trevor ever wants is hoisting the jug. Anything after first place for him is not good enough. That's his mindset every year.
Yeah, we call him the Tom Brady of Big Buck. He's won so many championships. And this is such a tough matchup for Colette Cope. 127th seed coming in, a rookie from Biloxi, Mississippi, our first competitor. Biloxi, sorry.
Biloxi.
You know about that place?
That's south of the Mason-Dixon. You're in my territory now, baby. Come on now.
Shout out Biloxi, Mississippi. Shout out Colette Cope. Welcome to the Big Buck Championship. Tough first round, of course, against Trevor Gardner. One of the greatest to ever do it, but I like what I'm seeing from Colette. Off to a good start here. And look at solid as Colette.
Yeah, 1-1, now 2-1. Trevor Gardner. Colette needs to find that one in the back left. She's looking to try to find him, but Trev steals it right out from under her nose. And then that last one she picks up, but I mean, that thing was about 5 feet away. She said, hey, look, I'm going to try to have a day here against Trevor Gardner, one of the greatest players in Big Buck Hunter history.
That's right.
If you really want to know how I know about Biloxi, by the way.
How do you know about it? Did you go to lacrosse camp there?
No, there used to be a wrestling promotion that one of their stops was Biloxi, Mississippi.
Wow.
And that's a deep dive for me. That's a rabbit hole.
Interesting.
Oh, she dove out, and Trevor's got 4 to his name already. Derek Funk comes away with a victory over Madison.
That's a tough loss. That's a big matchup. Madison started strong but couldn't take it home. And similar situation here. Colette does out in that round. She needed that round for sure. Wow, take a look at this. Jared is my homeboy. That's awesome.
Andy gets the kiss. Sarah Herlinson
and Jared
not
Erlinson.
only holding the face on the shirt, the man on the arm, but finds a way to get the smooch at the end of it all.
Sarah and Jared Erlinson, an absolute model couple in this community. So much love for them. She's the most decorated female hunter in big buck history, is Sarah Erlinson. We just saw her, and I'm excited to see what she can do on the main stage. But coming up soon on the main stage, this one is going to be all she wrote. But I'm excited to jump into Game 3 when it loads up. We got a great matchup. My boy, my Greek brother, Nicholas Sinadinos, is playing live in game number 3. You know I'm a big fan of this guy.
Also on game 1 coming up is Jacqueline Stafford and Chris the Dream Freem. So they're going to be in a matchup there on game
Look at the
number
guts.
1. Oh my God, Sinadinos, I'm gonna take that man out to eat one time. I'll get rid of one of those bumps.
It's the size of a baseball. This guy with the sleeveless, he's just trying to steal all the hearts of all these big buck ladies, apparently. There's never been more of a try-hard in big buck history. This guy, competitive baseball player, played for the Greek Olympics baseball team. True story. And now competing on the main stage. I have no idea.
Shortstop, second base. He looks like a middle infielder. He's kind of lean, probably a little quick. He might even be left fielder, right fielder.
Yeah.
I don't think he's got center fielder written on him, but I'm going to say he's got guns on him, boy, and he's going to come out quick with the first 2. Goes for the critter as well on that tree. Gets it to go. Looking for 3, maybe even 4. Some more going over to Nicholas Sinadinos as he finds a way to get 4 out of the 6 and looking for the dangerous trophy. Gets it to go as well. That is a beautiful round for him, and that will put him in a bit of a big lead here, a little over 1,400.
Meanwhile, he's going up against Janelle Farndon from Estevan, Saskatchewan. Plays at Hannah's Watering Hole. One of the newer Sask buck hunters in that hunting party. Made her debut last year. 58th place in her debut, which is really solid. Obviously a tough matchup here. Nicholas Sinadinos, this is his 3rd year in a row. He's gotten better every single year. Excited to see what he can do now. Meanwhile, game 1, just want to keep everyone an update. Chris Freem against Jacqueline Stafford. 2 OGs in the big buck community going at it.
And Chris Freem is up big in that game 1. I always like to say he's the dream himself, because if you ever get to look at that man in the face, that is what a dream looks like. You close your eyes at night, you want to see something good looking. Chris Freem shows up. He says, this is what you were looking for, baby. Up by about 7,000. That's going to put him in the driver's seat going into what I can only believe is the bonus round here. I think they don't have any sights left to their name. Yeah, bonus round coming hot for Chris Freem. That'll be the end of this one. He's going to have this one all knotted up with a bow.
Yeah, both of them part of the 7th Street Slayers. I mistakenly called them the 6th Street Slayers. It had a better ring to it for me for some reason. Shout out to all the Minneapolis JR Max crew.
6th Street Slayers, the alliteration.
That's right. It was the alliteration that got me. Chris Freem right now dominating, though. Former champ. He's won before. Knows what it's like to play at the highest level. And it's showing right now. Big win against Jacqueline Stafford from the Pine Box Rock Shop in Brooklyn, New York, but does represent the 7th Street Slayers.
Is that another hunting group there? The Lower Town Brewery in Ottawa?
I think. Are those the Finance Bros?
No, Finance Bros are on the other side of the store.
I don't know who these guys are. Lower Town Brewery in Ottawa. Shout out.
Gonna have to
large contingent.
Look that up. Do that up. Give me the old.
There they are.
Google search. There they are.
Oh, they're going crazy. These Canadians are nuts. This is the Canadian takeover. This is like the Revolutionary War, but 2 different countries. Canada is here.
We put
They're
tea in the
infiltrating.
harbor. What would they put in the harbor?
They would put maple syrup in the harbor.
Nice.
Yeah. If they were trying to get their independence from us, but they don't need to do that because they have their independence.
Do they? Somebody fact check that.
Canada is showing up big here. Live in Chicago. Shout out to every single Canadian big buck player.
PB&J, baby.
Basically Canadian.
Basically Canadian.
And so friendly, right?
You're just going to make everybody Canadian.
If they smile that big, they're Canadian. Shout out to PB&J, Philip.
They're going to come back to the desk, and John's going to say, there's Colin, big Canadian right there.
That's right.
Oh, here we go. Do a little fact checking for me. See if that Lower Town Brewery is a set of players for us as we see Lori Keller and Samantha Giddens. Lori up a few thousand over Samantha Giddens. And I think Lori Keller and Ray Upshaw came together. I believe they used to be a part of the same group, the shot takers, the Texas shot takers.
Yeah.
And I believe now they just they simply
They
just
removed their hunting party. Maybe they said, we don't want to be the heel anymore. We're going to be incognito this event.
Is this a face turn for Lori and my main man, Ray Upshaw? Do we have a face turn in our sights? But I don't think you can turn face against Samantha Giddens. Smammy there is one of the oldest faces in the business.
Yeah, Spam made her debut in 2021. So not as OG as Sarah Erlinson in the crew. She's the next generation. But she's got height. I got a lot of love for Spam. She's always put out a show. I gas her up every single broadcast for good reason. Part of the Lakeland, Florida 716 Burgers and Brew crew. But she has a tough matchup right now against Lori Keller. What a showing right now from Lori Keller from Dallas, Texas.
Up 4-2 in this round. I believe they got a trophy coming over that rock in the back. It will be the Black Bear, and that's going to be a doe out, and Sammy will find the trophy, but is still down $6K in this situation. That is a big deficit to try to overcome, but Lori looking like it's no sweat off her back.
That's right. Another day in the office here for Lori.
What is that quote on the back of her shirt?
I want to know. I want to know.
I mean, if you're going to wear a quote around, I got to know what it is.
That's right. If we can get the cameraman to give us a back of shirt angle, that'd be fantastic. If not, it's okay. Producers are going to hate us by the end of this broadcast with all the demands we have. I'm sorry. But I'm on board now. Lori Keller versus Samantha Giddens, tied up here in the bonus round. But it's not going to matter. Lori's got the dub. Her lead is too high for a swing to happen from Samantha.
We must be coming close to the end of this first round because game two is simply just waiting on its next matchup. Meanwhile, we got a few more to not up here. Go to game three. That's Patrick Heelan coming back to start his game. So let's jump on into game three. Patrick Heelan and Malia Bruce. Malia getting the first. Patrick finding two of the deep range ones. Finds a third. He gets a fourth. Malia gets that trophy there, that critter, that elephant in the middle of the map. But Patrick takes a commanding lead over Malia Bruce. And Malia, she's got to find a way to come back into this one quick, fast, and in a hurry if she does not want to go to the reload bracket first thing in the morning.
Yeah, meanwhile, Sean Stafford, significant other of Jacqueline Stafford, been a staple in the Big Buck community since 2016 from the Pine Box Rock Shop in Lynbrook, New York. He is in a close matchup as well. We'll keep you updated on that one. But for now, we got Malia Bruce in a deficit trying to bring this back. And this is an opportunity, Colin. A doe out coming for Patrick Heelan opens the door wide open for Malia.
And that is 3-4, now 5 to her name. She gets 5 out of 6, and that's the exact kind of round we were talking about. 4,000 points, chopped all the way down to just 103, John. Can you not see that it has been cut to 103?
Wow. Malia Bruce, 32-year-old from St. Paul, Minnesota, against Patrick Heelan. She's got $197,000 killed in her career. Definitely has the experience in her third or fourth year competing. This is a tight one.
Patrick picks up that deep buck and a secondary across the middle, but he does out again, trying to hit some tricky shots there, but enough of the rounded pass that I think he still comes away with a 1,300-point lead going into the next site. I believe site number 4 for them. They are still within striking distance is Malia Bruce. Take a look here. This is going to be site 3, excuse me. Site 4, yeah. We've done 3. We're going into 4. That'll be site 4. Remember, you don't have to play them in order. You get to pick which one round by round. So here we go. Site 4. Patrick Heelan trying to get more bucks to his name. He finds a critter and 3 bucks out of 5. And Malia does out. That is a death knell for Malia's hopes unless Patrick does out in this next site.
Wow. Great showing from Patrick Heelan, who, by the way, tying the knot with Kayla Geary. Congratulations to them. Such a great story, both from Scarborough, Maine, part of the Amigos Big Buckbee crew. And it looks like Patrick Heelan is just going to be having quite the year in 2024. He's going to keep it rolling in this matchup.
Hey, look, you got to use those positive vibes wherever you can find them, and he's using them to find those deep bucks on the left-hand side of your screen. He's got both of them back-to-back. 4-2, trophy coming out around. Won't be able to find it just yet. It goes over to Malia, but Patrick Heelan is not just in the driver's seat. He's in the left lane, foot to the floor. He's finding himself somewhere he can open the door and drop Malia off in this race because he said, I set the pace and I'm about to get me another victory.
He did the rhyming thing again, and now somehow, mathematically, Malia can't win this game, but she's going to because you just found a way to curse him so bad with that rhyming.
So when he wins, does that eliminate my cash?
It will. Congratulations. No, actually it won't because you cheated. You did it right before the bonus
I
round.
waited for it to be out of hand.
Yeah, Mel Walters and Emmy Keenan. We talked about it earlier. That matchup is live. Let's jump into that because this one's done. Patrick Keelan will get the win over Malia Bruce. But game 4, we got a nail-biter between Emmy and Mel Walters.
Emmy Keenan finds the first. She's going to look for 2, gets it to go. Now she's looking for 3. That's going to be a dough out. Emmy Keenan can take her time and get every single buck she can get her hands on as she will take a commanding 3,000-point lead going into Site 3 in this matchup.
Yeah, speaking of Portland, Maine, and the Amigos bar and the community around there, Patrick Keelan, Kayla Geary. Emmy Keenan comes from the same place, made her debut in 2022, has gotten better and better every single year. Will this be her breakout year? Started looking like it. She's playing great.
Great. She gets the first 2 and a critter now finds a third. Looking for 4. Won't be able to get that one. Looking on that left-hand side. That buck makes it to the north side of the map. 4-2. But Emmy Keenan comes away with another Site victory here, and she finds herself well within hand to come away with a victory. She's got a thumbs up as her picture, and she's getting a thumbs up from me because she is showing herself to be classified a victory.
Hey, Colin, 2 blonde girls walk into the bar. Finish the joke.
Finish it?
Finish the story, yeah.
The brunette ducked.
That's pretty good on the fly, actually. I got to give it to you. They look like they could be sisters, the 2 of them.
They could very well be related from this angle, but right now they are at a war like they were with, in my opinion, oh my goodness gracious, the 2 warring families. They were going at it. I can't remember who it was. My goodness gracious. I threw myself off.
Running away with it, Mel, a rookie her first season. Trying to do what she can. Speaking of some great Minnesota people, shout out to Malia Bruce. You just saw her on screen. Took a loss in her first round matchup and did everything she could.
Hatfields and McCoys. They
There you
might
go.
look related, but they ain't
There
at
you
all.
go.
They go into war. It took me a hot minute, and I didn't even Google. You can ask John. I was sitting here with my hands crossed, just going through the Rolodex of Southern sayings and Southern references I can come up with, but it's 8-6 in favor of Emmy Keenan. Now 10, now 11-7, 12-8.
Yeah, that's it.
As long as they go back and forth, Emmy finds herself in victory lane.
Emmy's got the dub. Congratulations to Emmy Keenan from Maine taking the win here against Mel Walters, her rookie year. We'll see what she can do in the reload round. She'll drop to the reload round. Let's jump into game 2, though. Game 2 is just getting started. We got Amy Sample. Excited to see what Amy can do. Playing against Scott in game number 2. We'll jump into that as we see Emmy do a nice little rock out celebration.
Rock out indeed. That's a beautiful design on that T-shirt, I believe. And Patrick, big smiles all around for everybody. I love that T-shirt. It's got Maine on it. Beautiful, beautiful buck there in the coat of arms almost.
I like that. Coat of arms, pretty badass. So round 1, Amy Sample, Scott G. Close game, 1,100 to 993. We'll jump to game number 2 if we can in just a moment because that's a nail-biter so far. Amy Sample versus Scott Groninger.
Let's see what Scott can do here to try to come back into this one. Down a couple 100 points. Will Amy be able to hold on to it? They head themselves into this site. As soon as the map shows up, first shot over the top of that doe won't be able to find its mark, but as they start to run off, they find 2, now 3, now 4. Scott looking for 5. He gets it to go, looking for 6. That will click. He will find a way to get back into this and charge into the lead after a 6-0 buck swing in favor of Scott.
Massive, massive round for Scott Groninger from Lake Orion, Michigan. Repping Detroit in the back of his shirt right there. He says his nickname is
Orion or Lake Orion?
Lake Orion. It's definitely Orion. I messed that up. Love Alawa's Guess Who is his nickname? I don't understand, but maybe it means something to someone. He plays at the Cascadian Lounge. Scott's off to a solid round 2.
I'm going to need Omar to find out what that nickname means.
He towed out, opening up an opportunity for Amy, but it's not going to be enough. Scott maintains the lead.
Doed out, and she still only gets 1 to her name, so Amy's not going to be able to jump back into this one, but so much. She needs him to almost doe out again so that she can try to get a couple to go. Meanwhile, game 1, Jason Brulette up 5,806 points exactly, and I'm only good enough to know that because it's to 0.
This matchup defines one of my favorite things about the Big Buck community. Hold that thought, though, because Scott's going to doe out, opening up an opportunity for Amy Sample. If she can get this long-range buck, she does. The headshot comes. Can she get the last one? No, misses the 6th, but Amy Sample with a massive round giving her a chance here. This is a nail-biter and a great matchup. But to finish my thought, this is why I love Big Buck personified. Amy, not to call them out, but Amy, they shared this openly. Amy Groninger, 51 years old. Scott Groninger, 55 years old. Amy Sample, 51 years old. That's the diversity of the Big Buck community. It doesn't matter your age, your background, your ethnicity.
Matchup.
This is a 104-year-old, 5-year-old matchup. That's right, combined ages. You just had to put it like that. I couldn't talk there. I failed. I apologize.
Right here into the next site, John. Scott finds one. Looking to find two. Won't be able to get that third. There it goes. It's going to come through. And coming into the backside of the map, Amy Sample will finally find a buck to her name. Here comes that trophy. That'll be the bear. It'll go favorable into Scott.
Yeah, Scott bounces back after going out that last round and picks up right where he left off. Dominant showing from Scott, a rookie once again making his debut at the Big Buck Championship. Excited to have him as part of our community, hopefully long term here, because he's looking really solid. And going down to the bonus round here, I think Scott got this one locked.
Well, John, right now I think we got this one locked, and right after this bonus round, we have got to go to one of our favorite people on the floor because he has the Van Humesons. So one of our favorite people is with a whole bunch of our other favorite people, but let's stay right here for now. Scott versus Amy, 6-6, 7-7. This is all knotted up in one of the most tightly contested matches here in round number one. 10-10 in the bonus. Now 11-11, 12-12, 13-12. Scott trying to find himself a victory here, trying to stay in the lead by one, maybe two. This is going to be 19-15. If he can hold on here, Scott should come away with this victory. That'll be the bonus round complete. We'll take a look at how the scores kind of nod up. That's going to be 11,000 to 7,000. Scott comes away with the victory. And John, right now, we've got to hear from Omar Jimenez himself with two more of our favorite people, the Van Humesons.
Because, Max, I got to start with you because you actually might be making all esports gaming history right now. Is you might be the first next generation gamer to where your mom, your dad, and you have now all competed at this level. How are you feeling right now?
Well, I lost first round. Brother.
I know you've competed in the I guess I'll call it the junior bracket before, but sort of the youth bracket. You have. Right. Well, guess what? So you've been. All right, he's football. All right, that feels fair. So now you're here at this level. You've been watching. What it would be.
Yeah. I just got to work on part of my game.
And I want to bring the rest of the because you can see represent.
Watching him, I was so proud, and I can't believe how big he is.
We're gonna go back to them.
All right, y'all. Apologies, everybody, but again, that microphone seems to be having some issues today. Is it the handsome to energy factor? Is that what you were talking about?
Without a doubt, I'm telling you, the ratio has got to be at least like you can have like a 2-to-1 handsome to microphone ratio, but you've been having some issues too, and your ratio is right there at 3.5.
Off the charts.
I'm sitting at 1-to-1, so I'm going to be a-okay, folks. Don't worry, I'll always be here.
Sorry
John, if he gets any good, better looking, he's going to cut out.
Yeah, thank God I got the schnoz. It's not. It just keeps my numbers down a little bit. Sorry for the issues, everybody. Though, apologies for that. We'll try and get that sorted out for later today or tomorrow. But once again, John Kefalukas, also known as Fallout, back with Colin The Crow Clark, your commentators for the competition today. Thanks for watching so far. But guess what? It's time for one of my favorite parts of the show. In between each round, round one is done and dusted. It's time for our game breaks. Let's go ahead and throw it over to Dave Snipes and Mike Colesworthy on the main stage for game break number one. You're going to enjoy this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your first game break of Big Buck World Championship 17. Are you having a good time? If you won your first match, let me hear ya. And if you lost your first match, let me hear ya! Fantastic. All right. First and foremost, I'm going to need 2 excited volunteers. The first hand that went up, there's a natural magnetism. Please join me on stage. Now, this is very special this year. We are televising our game breaks to all of the people watching around the world. So please introduce yourself to the folks watching at home.
My name is Ashley Gartner.
All right. Now, I need you to choose 3 people that you trust implicitly.
3 people.
Nobody trusts that guy.
I trust my husband.
All right, that's a good start. Come on up. All right. Who else? Who else are we bringing up to join your team?
I trust a Canadian.
Any Canadian. Just any old Canadian.
Anyone will do.
The first Canadian to move toward the stage. Welcome to the stage, sir. And let's finish out the team strong. From Ottawa. All right. Our final team member on this side. Who's it going to be?
Oh, well, yeah. Come on.
Chris Treso.
That's a given.
That's a gimme. A very strong pick. Okay. We've got a great looking team here, but we're going to need a team over here. Mr. Man in the Mustache, please join me here on the stage. Welcome to the stage, sir. Say hello to the folks at home. Who are you?
Hello, folks at home. Michael Pfeffer.
Michael, all right, I'm going to need you to choose 3 team members to join you here on stage.
Well, I'm going to need a Canadian, so that guy.
Never leave home without one. A Canadian. All right, a beer's being handed. Here we go.
I'm going to need a Toyota representative. Toyota-thon, get on up.
A Toyota representative, not sponsored yet. Wink. All right. And finally, let's round out the team strong. Who's your 4th pick going to be?
I think I'm going to have to pick a fellow from Arizona.
Arizona. All right. It does appear that you are the only girl with us here on stage. All right, now, let's find out what game we're playing. It's going to be ring toss, a perennial favorite here at the Big Buck World Championship. Here's how it's going to work, folks. This center firing line is going to be home for 2 of your core players. I'm sorry, 1 from each team, rather, to serve as your trusty deer wearing antlers. Who's going to be your trusted deer at the center of the stage? Come on up, you are a deer. Yes, all right. And who's going to be our deer on this side? All right, great. We're going to get you outfitted. My friendly neighborhood game wardens are going to bring up some antlers for you to don. The rest of the team members, I'm going to need you to stand at the farthest firing line. So right behind that line there, and right behind that line over here on this side, all the way back to this firing line. Yes, it is.
That's a far throw.
A very far throw. All right. Now, each of you is going to have color-coded rings. The goal is to get as many rings onto the antlers as you possibly can. Now, deer, you're going to join me right here, back to back, and you're going to come down to your knees as best you can, all right? A little assistance needed. That is perfect form, perfect form. Your team looks ready. We're getting situated over here. Fantastic. Okay, now, each team is going to have 40 seconds to get as many rings onto those antlers as possible. Are you ready?
Look at that position.
Look at the position. All right, 40 seconds on the clock, please. And 3, 2, 1, go!
Is that even legal? All right, here
When
we
you
go.
run out of rings, you can go and grab them. Just stay low.
We've got some good tossers over here. Got 4 on. Collect your own rings. Oh, I guess that counts. got more
10
back
seconds
here, guys.
remaining.
Started off strong, starting to fade on the green side.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop! All right, let's do a count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only one thing to do. Each of you. Did I miscount?
9, Mike.
Come on! My apologies, we have a winner!
Come on, Timmy.
Orange team, you performed admirably. The form was impeccable. All right. Orange team, it's going to be okay, buddy. Don't worry.
That was bad captaining, I think.
Game wardens, can we get these antlers off of my friend, please? All right. A photo op for the winning team. Terrific. All right, now winning team, you have a decision to make. As you can see, I have 2 treasure chests. The leader of your team, your captain's going to choose which one to open.
It's a big choice. The drama.
The drama, here we go. What's inside? Gift cards to McDonald's. Congratulations, you're gonna need those later. I guarantee it. Well played, gentlemen. You can see yourself off stage. There will be times to win later, I assure you. Fantastic work, one and all. Okay. We are gonna get back to the action. Throw it back to you, fellas. Thank you very much.
Mike Colesworthy, in his debut on the broadcast, by the way, did a great job.
Did a fantastic job. Could not count, though. Did a great job setting it up, getting the game going, introducing everybody. But when mathematics got involved, he like
struggled.
me, struggled.
Yeah, everything else was great. Charisma, 10 out of 10. If I were to give him like a Madden rating for hosting, everything would have been fantastic except for mathematics.
So like a 95?
No, more like an 88.
88's like a silver card in Ultimate Team, dog.
More like a 79.
He's getting worse.
Yeah, over time. But he'll get there, though. That was his first time. Nice shot, Matt Colesworthy. Did it Dave Snipes-less. It was just him. Solo on stage. Very impressive stuff. Ring toss, by the way. That's our first game break. We got flip cup. We got ring toss. We got all types of madness ensuing in between rounds. But for now, we're jumping into round number 2. Our first matchup, so we'll see on screen. Chris Tresso versus Bo Herrig. That's a big one. Canada versus Minnesota. By the way, my bandana gave me like a Harry Potter-esque lightning bolt.
You're the boy who lived. You are the boy who lived, without a doubt.
I don't know if we can zoom in on that. You can see it, but you better watch out because I have magical powers now. But anyways, Bo Herrig, Chris Tresso. We got Julianne Jones, part of PB&J, competing on screen. There's quite a few matchups here, and the matches will be getting started. But I want to welcome in someone to this broadcast, a very special someone to join us for the broadcast. If we can get a third mic activated, that'd be fantastic. We will be standing up here as she took a close loss in round 1, which means she gets to drink and have fun and join us on the broadcast here throughout. I'm throwing our producers for a loop again. I don't know if her mic is live or if she can hear me.
Hello.
You can.
Oh, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Colin, you do the honors of an introduction.
Hi.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Cindy Wright. She is the better half of the Adam Holmes-Cindy Wright relationship.
That's
Adam
accurate.
Holmes, who's been on a tear all offseason, has his #1 fan here on broadcast. She is our resident expert now for however long she wants to be up here. You are the expert now.
That's right. You are the expert.
Am I allowed to swear?
I think you can swear like PG-13-esque. You know?
Okay.
I think that's okay.
We're going to try our best to not let much of it
I
fly,
mean, you
but if
have a
one
white claw.
flies.
You have a white claw on the broadcast, so you're ready beyond. It's all good. You can keep that
I hit
rolling.
it. Everything's fine.
Colin did you justice, but introduce yourself. Let us know a little bit about how long you've been playing Big Buck Hunter for.
So I think I've been playing since 2017.
You think?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
Mathematics gets us all.
My first year at Worlds was 2022. Joe's live on Rosemont. Was my first year.
I love it.
I lost both my matches. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I really thought that I was going to do a lot better than I did. I thought I was walking in and I was like, there's going to be like 5 girls here. I'm going to do great.
Little did you know. And
No,
on that note, too, talk to me about this is your 3rd year now.
Yep.
That first year, 2022, coming in, you had low expectations. Coming out, what would you have to say to anyone that's maybe in your shoes that's thinking about coming out next year?
Man, just be confident in yourself and play your game. It gets a lot easier getting up on stage. Even I just lost my first match today, but I got to play somebody that I really love and respect, so it was awesome.
One of the legends of the scene, Melinda Van Hooverson you play,
It was
right?
Melinda Van Hooverson.
One of the legends of the scene. But right now, let's jump into gameplay. I want to get your take.
Yeah.
Julianne Jones playing Matt Peterson. That's a really tough round 2 matchup. Talk about this players, what you know about them.
So, I don't know a lot about Matt, but I know Julianne has been working really hard, and she plays against Phil all day, every day. So I think that, it's tight. That's a tight match.
1,200 points going into a final sight.
Yep.
Cindy, how do you need a dough out here? Or is it just coming away with more?
It's coming away with more at this point.
Now we got 3 already in Julianne Jones' favor, 3-1. Matt Peterson's got to find one of these last 2. Looking for the long-range shot. Julianne gets it.
This is going to come down to the bonus.
Wow.
Really?
I think so.
All right.
And you love those matchups, right? Dangerous Trophy here obviously makes a difference. Julianne Doe's out. And he connects barely. The animation had one more cycle on it.
That's like 8 yards.
That
How
is
many yards was
massive. I didn't see how much the trophy bonus was. I think that was quite a bit, though. That may be the difference here, Cindy, in this last round.
I think you're right.
Could be.
600 points separates them. 600 points going into a bonus. I think that's still doable, but I think that's a 12 bonus differential to get that 600 points to even tie it up. So Julianne's got to go not just big, she's got to go absolutely huge in the Clockworks bonus.
What's your mentality like going into these bonus rounds?
Clockworks is not ideal. I am not great at bonus. I'm really bad at bonus. So bonus for me, especially because I'm playing Adam a lot. Obviously, always. So in Edmonton, it's just me and Adam who are playing pro mode.
He has a home machine?
No, our machine is in a bar. Yeah. We own it, but it's in a bar.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So we run a league on it. Oh, no, Julianne.
Unfortunate.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, and that's a tough matchup.
But it's Matt Peterson, so
yeah, exactly.
What are you supposed to do?
He got 14th to 2015. He's been competing for a long time, so you're going up against a veteran.
on game 1.
Close
John.
game. Yeah.
Number 1 seed overall, Chris Exberger. He's on game 1, up by 3,000 points.
He won it actually.
First chance is it already over? He's it already over indeed. So this first set of games has already gone through. This is your first time getting to stand on stage, see what we see. What are your thoughts for what you look at? Do you like that, being able to see all 4 games,
I
their
really
exact
love
scores?
being able to see all the games. That's epic. I'm jealous of you guys that you're sitting up here all the time and you just know what's going on at all times. I think that's fabulous.
We do have God view. This is kind of nice.
You do have
we're
God
like on
view.
a perch up here, looking down upon everybody. It's great. It's a good situation.
You're in the party, but not in the party.
That's right. That's the sad part. We can't join the party as much. But I want to point out, listen, we have not done Chris Exberger justice on this broadcast yet.
Yep.
He is the first seed every single year. Is the first seed. He dominates the online
Is it the
play.
skill first seed, or is it the point?
It's skill.
It's the skill first seed too.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was trying to get 3 million points exactly this year.
Insane.
He got 3,030,000.
3,030,000.
How dare you, Chris Exberger? How dare you make a bet like $3 million and then just pass it?
He messed it up.
Ridiculous.
He messed it up, and he was mad about it, and we're all going to give him a hard time forever.
You should. You should give him a hard time forever. But
Well,
we
we
talk
have to
about,
give him a hard
the
time
GOATs of Big Buck, like Trevor Gartner's in that conversation, many others. But Chris in his own right, first player to kill all 45 deers in Zombie.
Deers.
I mean, he is insanely talented, but doesn't always come to the championship. Hasn't won a championship yet, I don't believe.
No, he has not.
So maybe this is the year. You think he can do it?
It could be his year. And that would be really cool to see, because it would bring it back to America. Not that I want that. I would like it to come back to Canada.
I was going to say, she's got the Pope on her shirt, though, John.
I am wearing the Pope on my shirt. Did you see my Pope button?
No. What? That's awesome. But why are you doing that? He's the rival.
Well, because he's my best friend.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool. From this competition?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I met him here last year. So when he was up on stage, I was getting my very first ever player interview upstairs. And they were like, Andy White's your boyfriend? And I was like, no, Adam is. They're like, well, either way, they're both playing right now. And I was like, sweet, I got to go. Like,
I have to leave this interview right now.
Thanks for the interview.
Did you tell Andrew that he got upgraded to your boyfriend and then re-downgraded
I told
immediately?
him. He knew, yeah.
Okay, hold on, though. Speaking of GOATs, we have one of the best women competitors of all time, Sarah Erlinson against Patrick Heel, and that's a big matchup. Talk about Sarah and the role she's played in this community.
You know what? I have never actually met her.
Wow.
This is
the year.
This could be my year that I would.
It's like a generational. She's like the old generation, you're the new generation.
I guess I'm the new generation.
You are the new generation.
Have you met Patrick?
Oh, yeah.
Is he going to is the engagement going to push him through this matchup?
Man, that engagement photo was like, I was like, well, now what am I supposed to do if Adam ever proposes to me? Like, what am I supposed to put on the Buck Hunter website?
Kill a real one and take a picture with that.
Yeah.
Make sure it's 8 points or more, though. You need to have an 8-point buck or more to try to make it that level of impressiveness.
I'm going to ask you a question. The Melinda Van Umesen hugs mid-match, are those just loving or intimidating?
No, they were real. We knew we were going into that match against each other, and she is also one of my very good friends just from Buck Hunter. I met her, and like, she is one of the best people I've ever known in my entire life. And we planned it. We planned the butt bumps and we planned the hugs, and we were like, we're just gonna hug and we're gonna go with this.
See what happens.
She didn't want to play me, but I wanted to play her. I did want to play her.
I respect that. Respect the show.
And I still feel like I held myself together.
Yeah, you did.
Big Buck Hunter, first esport event I've ever heard of in my life with planned butt bumps. We have the first, second generation athlete.
When we're back on camera, we'll do some butt bumps live.
No, we will not. I will not.
We will. But right now, we got to focus on the game right. This is an insane matchup, and we're talking about butt bumps, which are probably more important.
They're on site 3.
I think like
Patrick's
5K
down
to 5K
right now.
ish. Patrick's down maybe by 1 or 2K.
Patrick is down a couple frames.
He doed out.
And
she doed out.
And she goes out right behind
so
it.
Sarah did not just capitalize on that situation.
Wow.
So
600-point differential going into site 4, site 5, but maybe.
How do you count so fast, Colin?
He just guessed.
He's making it up.
He made it up.
Without a doubt.
That's the secret no one knows about us commentators. We just make shit up.
You're just making it up.
That's right.
Stop telling
them.
them.
I love it. I want to.
Here we go. This is a big round right now. Close game, 400-point game.
1-1.
Sarah versus Patrick.
Deep buck for Patrick. Deep buck for Patrick again.
Yeah, Patrick. Good job.
Sarah looking to try to find one of her own, but
no,
Patrick goes out. One more buck on the board.
Oh,
And now goes Sarah 3-3, but I think Patrick got some down and distance.
My
63, 66
Holy
points.
cow.
69
that
points.
That is so close.
A 69-point game.
Did you just do that on your calculator? Is that how you figured out the amount?
That's what it was. Is that Jared?
Going into the bonus round. Beltonville, Wisconsin, stand up.
Goodness gracious.
Here we go. It all comes down to
good
this.
God Almighty. That's what it is. Goodness gracious, good God Almighty. Bonus round, here we go. Back to back. Patrick Heelan, 4-4 now. Sir Erlinson answering back. 10, 11, 13 to 7. If Patrick can hold on to a lead here, he will come away with a victory, John.
Pat's got it.
Yeah, it's going to be all she wrote. Patrick Heelan does it in a nail-biter.
Good job, Patrick.
Against the ladies' GOAT of Big Buck Hunter, Sarah Erlinson, also known as Big Buck Girl.
Hey,
what a legend.
Yes.
John, I know we don't have a camera down there, but Kayla Geary, much like Cindy was front and center for Adam's victory last year, Kayla is front and center for Patrick's matchups. That's
She's
one of the
crying
things
a little,
that we've got to keep making sure that people understand how much family, how much community, how much the love is in this room, and how much support you can get from your hunting party, your significant other, whatever it may be.
The community is why I play the game.
Talk to me a little about that. I asked you earlier, and you kind of answered from a competitor's perspective. But from a community perspective, what was your expectation coming in, and what would you say to people now that are kind of watching and maybe are considering coming out?
For sure. Honestly, I didn't know 2022. I didn't know what I was getting myself into with the community side of it for sure. But now, this is the best community. These are people who are gonna be there for me anytime, any day. I call Andy White. Twice a week we talk. He's my best friend, and we met here, and he was just cheering me on. He was like, "You've got this." He was just this calm, stable person in this mountain of chaos that we have here on this day, and everybody is like that. There is not a single person here who I wouldn't call or be there for if we're having a bad day. Look at this hug with Ray and Lori. We're cheering each other on.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna bring it back to the game because that was a beautiful answer, but at the end of the day, my job is looking at the game and trying to figure out what's going on. Ray came away with a victory. He was so upper-handed in that matchup. He was up about 7,400 points. He barely shot in the bonus round. And you know how we said there might be a face turn after dropping the Texas shot takers? I'm not so sure there's a face turn in Ray Upshaw, because Ray Upshaw looked at her after he was done. He gave her a smile, and as soon as the camera caught him, he looked, smiled at the camera, and then went right back. I mean, it was like stone cold assassin.
Focus. Well, guess what? We got Boo on game 3 right now. Adam Holm in his matchup. Talk about his play and his preparation for this tournament.
That's a great question. Adam is channeling his calm. So Adam is a musician, and he gets on stage a lot. And he's attributed what it's like to get on stage to the nerves that you're going to have because you're getting on stage in front of a bunch of people, clearly. And it's the anxiety that hits you is insane.
Interesting. Yeah.
That's nuts.
That's a
I
lot
saw
of
that.
points, John.
I just
That's
saw
a
that.
lot.
That's a big sweep.
Ice cold. So his
It's
ability
not
to
great.
stay calm in that final.
But he's channeling that, like what he got from
That's
like
right.
his first time getting on stage and
Yeah.
doing open mic, and now it doesn't feel like that because he's
Unbelievable.
gotten used to it. So he's just like
Which makes
channeling
sense,
to get
right? In
used
the
to
grand
it.
final last year,
Yep.
you know, Pope came back,
Yeah.
reset the bracket.
He sure did.
Andy was probably nervous.
Yeah.
Sam was probably nervous, and was able to maintain his calm and take over the
Yes.
tournament. It definitely shows. So
Yeah,
kudos to him.
it's maintaining your calm, and like that's what I was channeling today, and that's why I don't feel bad about my loss against Melinda because
right.
I didn't feel stressed. I didn't feel like she swept me. She didn't sweep me like this is what's happening right now. Adam is sweeping Devin.
This
at
one's
this
over. Let's
moment
jump
in
into game
time.
one. I was thinking Andy because Andy Lynn's on stage.
Real quick,
Let's jump into
John.
game one if we can.
Adam in that last site,
Just now.
the
Yeah.
first 2 bucks that came up were across the river on the opposite embankment.
Yeah.
And before there was even a start to the round, Adam picked off 1, 2, almost bang, bang, instantaneously before you could blink an eye.
He knows where they are. He's played these sites. He knows what's going on, and he is prepared. There's a little bit of autism in there. That's what it is. We're on the spectrum, all of us.
That's right.
That's why it's
That's
a
right.
spectrum.
That's right.
We're here for it, and we're in it. That dude is memorizing these sites for sure.
It's crazy. Dominant performance.
I love it when he looks back and winks at the crowd. Oh, it's adorable.
He wishes he saw you
I
there.
wonder
but
if
you got
he
bigger
even
things to do.
knows that
I'm
you're
not
up
even
here.
there.
Yeah, he has no idea you're on Brock. He's like, where is she right
He doesn't know.
Talking about him instead. Let's switch on. This one's done and dusted. Let's watch game one. Andy Lynn is currently down by 3,000 points. If we can switch over to game one, Mick Nemirsky versus Andy Lynn. This is a big matchup. Mick is part of the Pimps and Does local hunting party here in Chicagoland.
Oh, it's Chicago. Okay,
That's
cool.
right. That's
Amazing.
right.
I love it.
Yeah. Big matchup.
Andy Lynn finds 1. Andy Lynn looking to find a second, gets it to go.
Huge.
Now looking for 3. That will go over to Mick. Mick finds that, but Andy Lynn finds 3. 3-1. Couple more bucks on the board. Graham goes over to Andy Lynn. 4-2 after this sight, and Andy Lynn tries to crawl back into it. But again, the down and distance for Mick Nemirsky is what is keeping him in the driver's seat in this matchup. He continues to find the bucks downrange, keeping his point differential just ahead of Andy Lynn's.
That's right. It's impressive stuff.
Do you do auctioneering as well?
You should, right?
You should.
you'd be good at it. The Pimps and Does, Woody's crew has grown every single year. It's awesome to see them turning up. Andy Lynn is another big round here. He's going to get it
2 and a critter,
with
4 and a
the
critter,
bow.
5 and a
He
critter.
gets 5 in a row.
5 and a
Cannot
critter.
be stopped as Andy Lynn. He's bringing this one right back, and he takes the
And
lead.
takes the
He's
lead.
back. He's back, guys, and he's here.
That's
He's
a
here to
crane
play.
kick right there. My man stood up. He put his hands up. He hit him with the Karate Kid to the chest. Down by a couple thousand, now up by a couple hundred. Finance Bros not looking to impress, but your man right here might as well be colored impressed because I love that sight from him going into his sight 5. A couple 100-point lead here. Got to find a way to just match up or take it against Mick Nemirsky going into the bonus round. 2-1, 3-1. Andy Lynn trying to make it all but done. He's going for 4, looking for more. Can he find 5? He will. Oh my goodness gracious, good God almighty. Andy Lynn finds the driver's seat in this matchup. 4,000-point differential.
Wow. After being down by 2,000 points, he turned it way up in those last 2 rounds, guaranteed himself the win against the relative newcomer in Mick Nemirsky from Chicago. Great job to Andy Lynn, the Big Buck Ninja himself, showing why he's got the experience, the ice in his veins. Andy Lynn will take this dub and just continues to roll here in the bonus round, Cindy.
Andy's sweeping the room. That's what Andy's doing right now.
That's right. Absolutely.
So you said call the janitor. There's no need for him to come in. Andy Lynn, Adam Holm, both of them found brooms.
They swept the room.
They've got the push broom. They've got the sweep. They've got that bucket you can throw in. They said bucket. I'm gonna get 2 tiers in it later because I'm putting both these guys in the ground after this round.
And look at the love Andy gives to Mick Nemirsky. And that's what he's all about, right? They named an award after the Big Buck Ninja to someone who's an integral part of this community for that reason.
Absolutely.
He is the most amazing human being. Nothing but good energy coming from Andy.
Never. I've never seen a bad energy come from Andy.
Yeah, remarkable human. He'll take a dub here. Congratulations to him and the entire Pimps and Does crew for turning out here local in Chicago. We're now going to switch on over. If we could jump into game 3. Federico Reed is about to be live against the rookie Jason Baird, who had every single animal skin type on his body at some point.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we are about to be joined in just a second by the reigning, defending world champion Big Buck Hunter, the one and the only Adam
home after a victory on stage will join us on broadcast.
This is the broadcast first for Big Buck. We have significant others, the couples here live on screen. Adam Holm joining me for an interview. How are you doing, my friend? Congratulations on the dub.
Thank you so much. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, you're looking good up there, man.
Oh.
What is it?
Confidence.
What gives you the confidence, though? Is it practice and preparation? She was saying that you're a musician, so you're always calm on stage. Is it a little bit of both?
Being calm on stage is a big thing, I think, and it definitely helps. But the amount of time that we both put in is nuts. Like every day before work, we're there.
Every single day before work, you guys.
I've been going every day before work. I work like 2:30 to 10:30, so I go at 11:30 when the bar opens, and I've been shooting in the morning.
Awesome. What an awesome story. And I think she said it's your machine, but you guys have it at the bar to support the community, or what's the story there?
Building a community, yeah. That's the whole deal. When we go down to Regina, we saw what they have built, and we're like, we want that. So we're just doing it.
And what's the result? I mean, have you guys had more people join the community and the crew out there?
Absolutely, yeah. So we have a lot of people, like even like all the bartenders that work at our bar, they all play Buck now. We're all shooting. And we're all competing against the Saskatchewan team, which is super fun. Like the rivalry, it's great because it's fun to play against your friends.
And you guys are in Edmonton, right?
Yeah.
So Edmonton versus Saskatchewan, or the Regina crew.
Yeah.
There were 2 tournaments this year. You guys hosted one locally. They hosted one locally. Is that right?
Yep.
What an awesome experience. So you guys are kind of building a regional community up there in Canada.
Very much so, yeah.
And you think that's a big part of why Canada back-to-back championships is finding the success you guys are finding?
It doesn't hurt.
But we want it, and we want to build the community. Like the whole point is that, like, it's more fun to play with your friends. This is not a solo game where you just play alone, and because that's boring.
Right, I like that. You guys are calling out all the people that bought cabinets for their basements and saying, put it in a bar, make it a community game.
Yes.
I love that you guys did that.
It's a lot more work, but it's way more fun.
Bring your friends, man.
Well, let's jump into gameplay here. Adam, I want to get your take. Obviously, pro player, one of the best players in the world, won the championship last year. Kind of break it down for me. We got Fed versus Jason Baird, a rookie here. Tell me what you're seeing.
Well, let's have a look. I played Fed a couple times today, and even with, oh, nice, there you go. Even with his injury, he's still shooting like a maniac. So he's going to be a threat regardless. But I saw that dough. Didn't like that.
Yeah. Obviously not ideal that he doed out there, which gave an opportunity here for Jason Baird, actually, who has the lead right now. So you said Fed's looking really, really good here. Yeah. Jason, a rookie from Oregon, looking maybe a little bit better so far at least.
Well, and it's once you're on stage, everything changes, man. You can warm up against somebody 20 times down there, but on stage, it's a different game.
Let's jump into this next round here. Good start for Federico. He's going to take the first 2, wants to come back, needs to come back. Long-range Bucks, 2 long-range Bucks. Make it 3 in a row for Jason Baird, the newcomer. He'll win this round on distance alone. Yes, he will. 600-point lead. Jason Baird continuing to roll here.
He is in it. He's here in his furry jacket, and he is ready to play.
Jackets plural, by the way. He's wearing multiple
He's
skins.
wearing multiple jackets. I'm warm right now in a T-shirt. Like, what's happening?
I don't know how he's doing it. But here, this is really,
he's
really
sweating to death. That's
going into bow mode.
I mean, to go back against someone like Fed, all the experience in the world, such a talented shooter.
Yep.
You know, one of the fastest pumps in the game.
And Fed for sure has memorization down. Like he knows what's going to happen. And I know a hot tip that I got from Fed on preparation for Worlds was even to play head-to-head mode by yourself. So he's playing that to prepare, and he's just shooting all 6 bucks against nobody on the other gun. Because then you get to see what all the rounds is going to be.
And he did that here because they randomized the routes going into the tournament, right?
It's
so
far more random on stage. Yes.
I love Fed's mom. Oh my goodness.
She's awesome.
She's the best.
Biggest fan, man.
But that's the type of round. So do you find like bow rounds versus gun rounds? If you're more of a sharpshooter like Fed, is that going to play to your advantage?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
There are definitely some bow rounds like this one. It's a lot trickier with the does jumping in front. Would much prefer it be gun.
Jason,
there's a doe.
Oh no.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. And now Fed's right back in it. What's the score here? He actually has the lead quite significantly.
He has the lead, yeah.
It goes to show, I mean, and I want to ask you about that. In the grand final last year, I was chatting with Cindy, the Pope actually won the first series, the first trek, right? And reset the bracket, or did you clean sweep it? I can't remember.
Last tournament?
The last tournament, he won the first trek and reset the bracket, right?
He was pretty high up the first 5 rounds.
Yes, and you came back.
And I just inched my way back, and then that
We're
was
seeing that right now with Fed. Is that one of your favorite things about competing in Big Buck? Is like at any point you can kind of turn up the heat and bring it back?
Well, there's definitely, if I lose a round, I'm turning up the heat immediately. But, yeah, you just have to outshoot. And it's tough to do. We have a massive amount of talent this year.
Number one rule, though, is don't doe out, like, especially head-to-head. If you doe out, your round is pretty ruined.
Good advice coming from two of the greats up in Canada and worldwide here. Fed, after starting slow, doed out a few rounds, was able to bring it back, and he'll take this one home. No way that Jason's going to be able to come back. But again, my hat goes off to Jason in his debut as a rookie. Let's switch on over if we can. Trying to see which game would be interesting to see. We got Nathan Kasabowski or Kaz going up against Dan Arbuckle soon. We also have a close match. Let's do game 2. That's a close matchup. Jason Brulette versus Adam Buss, 4,000 apiece. We'll switch on over to that here after this bonus round. That's a close one. Oh, yeah. And Fed will take the win officially.
Good job, Fed. Good job. Good job.
And you see Mom's proud.
Oh, Fed's mom.
The heart in these two human beings.
It's beautiful.
It is awesome.
I want to know what Fed is listening to on his earbuds.
Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah?
We had him up here for an interview, and he told us he listens to Phineas and Ferb soundtrack. He says it's goofy, it's wild, it's weird, but it just calms him down and kind of mellows him out. He ain't listening to Thunderstruck or hype music. He's
I get that.
Yeah, he's calm himself out.
I used to listen to Disney music at the gym.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
Now that I don't understand.
Fun, you know all the words.
I guess that's true. That would be fun.
Oh, another champ is taking
Hercules
the stage.
is a great song.
That's right. That is good. True. All right, Drew Baldock's going on stage here in a bit. Game 2 starting. Let's jump into Game 2 if we can, and then we'll jump into Drew Baldock's game when they get started. Game 2, though, Adam Buss, Jason Brulette in a tight one, but Adam is running away with this round. 5-1 victory here for Adam.
I'm going to go watch Drew.
Yeah, you get down there.
Bye,
Put Colin
Adam.
back on stream.
Hi, Colin.
I'll tell you what, I could stand there and stare at Adam all day. I don't know how many more men in this room can be as handsome as he is. Omar maybe, but right now, I spent about the last 5 minutes just getting lost in the beard, the eyes, the whole kit and caboodle.
Better watch out here.
Omar is very handsome, so I
Yeah,
get
she changes the subject about Omar. That is true.
We were chatting earlier, and I was telling him congratulations for his wedding, and like how beautiful his wedding photos were. Oh my goodness!
People Magazine, male model year 2024.
He's here right now. He's famous.
Without a doubt.
He's famous. He's real people famous.
He is indeed.
Adam Buss looking like he's going to come out on top over Jason Brulette by about 800.
That's so close.
It's going to be all she wrote. One of the Canadians.
That's a Canadian I don't know.
All right.
We're going to head over
part
to
of the
game
finance.
3.
Actually, I don't know what crew he's with, but they shot them. Let's jump into Game 3. A Canadian you do know.
Drew Baldock.
And a lot of it started
Sample. Oh my God, it's Sam's. Oh goodness.
Why do we call him Sam's?
That's just what everybody calls him.
Is there a reason?
I don't know.
His last name is Sample.
His wife told me that his name is Sam's.
His wife.
His wife. That's his wife, right?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, when your wife tells you or anybody something about you, they are right.
Yeah.
It is now.
Sorry.
Nice. Let's lock into this Game 3 here. Drew Baldock, one of the former champions, competing, and we'll let you go back and enjoy the party after this one. But Game 3, Drew Baldock dominating right now. Talk to me about what he means to the Canadian community and what he's built up there in Regina.
Drew is the pioneer of the Canadian community for sure. He was the first Canadian to get to go to Worlds as a Canadian. Like, he qualified as a Canadian. He won that tournament when it was just the top Canadian to have played the one track that they set up. So he was the first one to get to come. And so he has pioneered all this for us. He also, like, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Drew. I wouldn't know everything I know. Every time I play with Drew, I learn something different.
Even from Edmonton to Regina, you guys still...
Yeah, Drew is the reason that I can double perfect Clockwork's bonus.
Way.
That's the only reason. Adam's a bad teacher. That's what the problem is. But, hey, I'll tell it to his face. I don't care.
That's awesome.
But honestly, like, Drew is here for us. He's for the community. He's building what we want to see.
An army of Canadians.
An army of Canadians. And we're coming.
That's like the second scariest thing
over.
I can imagine. They all got like beavers and hockey sticks. Is that the main offensive force?
I only have a beaver, not a hockey stick.
You have a beaver?
So we go
And my pants.
We go to Melinda Van Humison in a tight game on game number 4.
God, I don't think you caught that, brother. I don't know if you want to catch that.
I'm going right by it. Melinda Van Humison.
Great.
She
What a
goes
match.
away.
No way.
She loses by 800 to Mike Byrne in a round 2 matchup. Very close from start to finish.
My gosh.
Oh, goodness.
Wow. What a finish. All right, well, Cindy, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you coming on the show with us and giving some insights. We appreciate it. Came down to the bonus there with Melinda Van Humison versus Mike Byrne. And a great matchup. We'll say goodbye to Cindy Wright.
Thank you so much.
An absolute legend, such a kind soul, such a remarkable human being, shedding some light in the big buck community. And Melinda Van Humison takes the loss. You know that one hurts and stings, but it doesn't show. She's still happy, showing love to the rest of the crew here as we jump into this next round. Drew Baldock will take the win over Jeffrey Sample, a.k.a. Sam's, apparently.
Hey. If his wife says that's his name.
That's his name.
The government might as well start calling him Sam's.
I think so.
Well, John, I'm going to go ahead and say in that bonus round, it's all over but the crying. Trevor Gartner coming up onto main stage, coming up onto that match number 1 on game 1. I believe one of the other Scotty snipers, though, I believe the Pope is stuck in a game and down, as a matter of fact, in game 2. Let's jump it right over to game 2, if you don't mind. I know this isn't a bonus. We want to finish it up. Tyler Sabala up $2,000 over the Pope, Andrew White.
Yeah, big matchup here. And we'll watch this one out, and if it's a close one, we'll stick with it. But one of the Chicago boys playing up against one of the Wisconsin boys. Listen, they call us Illinois people fibs up in Wisconsin, effing Illinois bastards, which is I take horrible offense to. We don't have hatred in our hearts for Wisconsin people, only Packers fans. And right now, Chicago's on top over the reigning second-place finisher, Andrew White. Tyler Sabala with the potential for upset here, Colin. It's ringing.
Upset central, upset alert, upset situation for the Pope, finishing up second last year. Now looking to just stave off the reload bracket early in this tournament. Andrew White finds one, tied up to 1-1. Tyler Sabala on the hot seat as he goes 2-1, going for the down and distance, way in the back of the map. Andrew White's going to find 2, looking for 3. He gets it to go, but does out is Tyler Sabala, and Andrew White finds his first.
And basically ties it up. That's a massive round from Andrew White. That's what we're used to seeing from the Pope. Second place last year. You know they're ready for this one. They're cheersing, they're chugging, and they're getting ready for round number 5.
Here we go into the next round. Let's see what can happen here as Andrew White tries to settle the nerves, trying to continue this comeback over Tyler Sabala. Opening salvos go out. Andrew White finds the deep one to the backside of the map, 3-0. Now looking for 4 and more. That'll be a dough out for Tyler Sabala, and Andrew can come away with 4 out of 6. And almost a picture-perfect round for him to find a way back into this matchup as we see him very concentrated on a victory, very, very much trying to stave off that reload round as we go into the bonus round here. John, one last gasp for both these players.
Yeah, but that's a heartbreaking fifth sight. You almost upset the second-place finisher from last year, and you dough out in sight 5. That's going to haunt him. And now the Pope, with all the momentum in the world, is running away with this one. Andy White will take the dub. Congratulations. And Wisconsin on top, much like the Packers over by Bears of the last 30 years.
I don't get those references. I'm an AFC East guy. I don't mess with the NFC North. I'm going to stay out of that one. 10K. What was that final score so we can get that back on the map? 10K to 14-9.
Yeah,
so
you're getting away with it.
Jason, not only he roars back, Andrew roars back into this.
We got an interview though. I think we've been waiting for this one for a minute. Let's go ahead and actually throw it here to Omar Jimenez. He's going to be live with Federico from Massachusetts for an interview. Omar, take it away.
What's up, guys? All right, I am here with the one and only Federico Reed. All right, Federico, we got to start. You're playing injured, man. You're up there reloading with your immobilized hand here. How is it working? How are you feeling?
So it's been working out pretty well. I was a little nervous on my first match, which is not unusual for every other year. So normally when I play, I have to pump using my whole hand. But since I got into my accident a month ago, I've had to adjust to a different play style, where now I only use my thumb and index finger to reload, and I just shoot normally.
See, this is the intricate type of gameplay that you only get with Big Buck Hunter. And one of the things you were telling me is that this is doctor approved, what you're doing here?
Yes. So on the day of my surgery, I was telling the surgeon, hey, I got this video game competition thing coming about in like a month or so.
Wait, just to be clear.
Yeah.
This guy's trying to save your arm, and you are telling him, hey, look, Doc, I got a video game competition coming up.
Yeah, I got it, because the ability to compete in this is more important than like recovery. Am I right?
All right, look, there's the priorities. There are the priorities right there. You heard it right. All right, but you were telling me that this is basically helping you with your physical therapy.
Yes, correct. So as part of my physical therapy, for recovering from this, I am supposed to move my fingers every once in a while. And while I was up there, I kind of moved my fingers a little bit inside the splint, and I kind of I noticed it like subconsciously, but I remembered like, hey, I'm supposed to be doing this like every a few times a day for a few hours, and so it was a form of therapy. Maybe not in the traditional sense, but therapy is therapy.
All right. Well, you might need to be icing your hand by the time this is over. Fed, we'll see you back up there. But you guys heard it here first. Doctor approves, and he's getting his physical therapy in at the same time. He's got his priorities straight.
Oh, and can I give a shout out to some people?
Wait. One quick shout out. Go for it.
Okay. I want to give a shout out to my girlfriend Megan and her family, Paulina, Brian, Valerie, and Lucky. I hope all of you guys are watching. Megan, if you're working, I totally understand. But, I just want to give a shout out to them in case you were watching. So.
Let's go. Hey, no better shout out than that. That's good, clean fun, guys.
Thanks, Omar. Megan, if you're not watching this while at work, I'm horribly disappointed in you. Shout out to Federico.
You don't get disappointed in better halves. You just let them be, and you just hope for the best with it. Look, Federico Reed, that's a great story. I love what he said there when Omar asked him, hey, did you tell the surgeon that you've got a competition in a few? And he said, look, my ability to perform in this far outweighed whatever negatives were about to come my way with that surgery. That is dedication and a testament to the type of player he is.
That's right.
Omar, he could always give him a hand. You see how jacked Omar is right now. Omar could go up there and just give him one of those.
He's a Northwestern basketball player right there. But one word, Colin, priorities. He's got them straight, my man Fed. Let's jump back into gameplay, though. Actually, I take that back. I think we're about to go to
No, we got one game going on. I think that's Lori Keller on stage right now in the mix of game number 2 against Garrett Pilley. And Mr. Pilley comes away with a 4-2 buck exchange on that one, and he's up by a couple of grand here. Lori, I think, has to go absolutely huge in the last couple of sites. Maybe only one more to go, though. She's going to need probably a dough out.
Yeah, this is a big round here. Lori Keller from Texas, alongside Ray Upshaw and the crew. Big matchup here against Garrett. And it's going to come to this last site. I think this is site 5. I didn't catch it right there on my screen, but nonetheless, Lori's off to a great start. This is exactly what she needed. She gets the first 2, looks for the long-range one, not going to get it, and she goes out. That is tragic. She was so close from doing the unthinkable, but Garrett Pilley capitalizes.
Let's see here, 89-58. This one's getting a little bit out of hand. Lori Keller needs to have a massive final sight, I believe. I believe if it's just the bonus round, it's all
Game
over
5.
but the crying.
I think, is there one more site? There was one more site for Lori.
One more
okay.
site. She needs a big one here.
Trophy.
Dangerous trophy as well.
Let's watch this one, unless Lori does something crazy, which she's off to a great start here. Off to 2 great starts. That's $2 for a long-range third. Lori Keller can't be stopped. Make it 4. The Critters picked up as well, just for good measure. She does dough out, and that might cause her the match, potentially, especially with this dangerous trophy, and he'll get it.
That'll be 2 in a dangerous trophy, I believe, in the favor of Garrett Pilley. So close, but I don't think it's anything that she can come back for in this one, John.
Let's switch to Game 5. I think it's mathematically impossible for her to win this. Game 5, though, on screen, we got Sean Stafford and Chris Lennon. And Sean, I think, has the lead, so this is a big start for Chris.
Chris with 3 to the 1 of Sean Stafford. A couple of Critters getting picked up as well. Chris going for a 4th. That's going to go over to Sean. There's the 4th in the favor of Mr. Chris Lennon. 73-93, 2,000-point differential. I mean, that's almost unbeatable. He has to be almost absolutely perfect. He's got to go single shot. He's got to go into this clockwork bonus and perfect it damn near to be able to come back in this game and get a victory in this matchup, John.
Yeah, it all comes down to the bonus round. Perfection is needed for Chris, and guess what? Sean's perfect instead. Great start for Sean Stafford. You heard Cindy talk about being able to double perfect here on clockwork. Well, Sean's looking pretty darn perfect, off to a good start.
Sean is without a doubt trying to solidify his victory. He does just that by keeping it even close. That's going to be 12,000 to about 9,000, 3,000-point differential, another victory in the favor. I believe that's another Canadian coming away with a victory.
Do you think a mustache? No, Sean Stafford, I believe, is part of the Brooklyn crew.
Is he with the Brooklyn crew? He's not wearing the same shirt. He's not in uniform.
Yeah, he's from
this mother. He's not in uniform. New York.
Sean, the mustache and the trucker hat. I think does that just automatically level up your gameplay, Big Buck Hunter?
Trucker hat and a mustache. That's like a couple of perks you can have, my man. That is without a doubt. That's like equipment you're putting on, making yourself just a little bit better.
Tresso knows. Look at this guy. Look at the mustache on mustache high five. Are we going to see anything better this broadcast?
So am I going to shave this all off, and you're going to be able to grow a full mustache by tomorrow morning?
Which I can do as a Greek man.
Let's go. Let's go.
We're going to join them, and we're going to level up. George Picho, everybody, the man, the myth, the legend, founder of Play Mechanics and Big Buck Hunter, designer and lead for NBA Jam, one of the greatest arcade games of all time. I have one in my house.
We got hosed in our matchup. We got to get a rematch, by the way, against Omar, and I think it was Nick. We got hosed in that.
We lost to them pretty bad. We're playing Nick Pietro, his son, and he unlocks his dad in the game, who has 99 stats. That's a cheat code.
That's
he used a cheat code against
us. We had to get beat by cheats. That's all I'm saying. We had to get beat by cheats. That's an absolute that's a defeat I don't will to stand on. And you and I, we still got a tiebreaker matchup to go because we're 1-1 now. We got to figure out who's going to take game 3 out of the two of us. But John, I think we're going into another game break here.
Another game break indeed. Guess what, my friends? It's time to throw it over to Dave Snipes, Mike Colesworthy on the main stage for another game break.
I know the Gardeners are big Busch Light drinkers, right? Maybe they could use a little consolation prize after that last round. What? Take one. I got 2 more. Right here. This guy looks happy. What are you drinking, though? You're not even drinking Busch. Oh, it's Bud Light, though. Okay, here. Similar. Busch Light. You want it? You want it? Yeah? There you go. Thank you, Busch Light. We appreciate you. There will be more of that to come. Guess what else I have? I think. Not that. Wrong pocket. I've got them in here, I promise. I promise. What are you excited for? What do you think it's going to be? What? What'd you say? Ah, it's not quite that. Where in the hell did I put these things? Back pocket? Give me a minute. I'll be right back. They're in my other pants.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your second game break of Big Buck World Championship 17. I have a question. Who out there is looking to burn off a little energy right now? Anessa, come on up. Hard to ignore that one. You know what? Come on up too. All right. Of course, I already announced your name, but since we have folks watching at home, go ahead and introduce yourself to them.
I'm Anessa Mills.
Fantastic. Anessa, I'm going to need you to pick 3 people who you think are also looking to burn off some energy right now.
All right, we got one waving at me over here. Come on up.
Fantastic.
Come on up.
All right, that's 2.
I have to tell Josh to come up.
And then the good old husband pick. Come on up, Josh Mills. All right. Now, it's your turn to introduce yourself to the world watching at home.
Yeah, all right. I'm Lori. Hi, everyone.
Hello, Lori. Now, Lori, who are you going to pick to help you burn off some energy in this game break?
I have no idea. Who wants to fucking play? Yeah? All right.
Who's ready to play?
That guy wants to play.
Okay, I see way back in the back of the room. Come on up, hand
that
up,
guy
I see
back
you.
there in the plaid, he wants to play.
In the plaid, in the
That
plaid.
guy that everyone's pointing at, he
This
wants
guy's looking to burn off some energy, okay? All right, you got teammates. I am very excited to announce that we have a brand new game. And this game is called Rock, Paper, Scissors, Joust. Ooh. All right, my game wardens are going to come and apply a magical rainbow road of sorts to the front of the stage. Each of your teams is going to start at the far end, on this side and on this side. And relay race style, one of you at a time is going to hop, bunny hop, toward the other person. When you meet, you're going to rock, paper, scissors. Whoever loses has to leave the path, at which point the next person in their team can begin hopping. The first team to take your first circle away from you wins. Does that make sense? We'll go over, we'll work through this. All right, this team all the way over here, if you please. Yep, right over here. Now choose your order. All right, you're gonna start. Now, important. When you meet, you are going to rock, paper, scissors. Whoever loses has to leave the path, and then the next person can begin hopping. Good? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. That's an important detail. Thank you very much. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, go. No, you don't go yet. Come on back. All right, keep hopping. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. There you go. Keep going. Oh my gosh, come on. Oh, Anessa leaves. Start hopping. Stop him. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. No. Rock, paper, scissors, then you go. This man has never played rock, paper, scissors. All right. You know what? I'm going to have you move to the back of the line. Josh, no, you stay there. Now let's go. All right, start hopping. Stop him. You're here. Rock, you better help he gets it. Oh! A very fast win. Congratulations. Wow, we didn't even get through everybody. Wow. All right. Well played. Sir, when you get off stage, we're going to teach you how to play rock, paper, scissors. Okay. All right, a team picture for the winners. All right, now Lori and team, hold on, don't go anywhere. All right, he's a bad listener. The three of you have a very important decision to make. Okay, he's back. All right, you need to choose one of these two magical chests to open. One of them contains a great prize, the other one not so great. All right. This could not matter less. All right, come on up. There we go. Oh, sorry, you got some very nice pumpkin sippers to enjoy your beer out of. How about that? Better luck next time. Gift cards will be waiting. Enjoy. All right, we're going to throw it back to the fellas. Thank you very much. We'll catch you on your next game break.
All right, everybody. The first person that can tell me what round we will.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Big Buck Hunter World Championship 2024. Fallout here alongside Colin the Crow Clark as we're jumping right back into gameplay. Round 3 right around the corner.
Round 3 getting ready to start up. We've got a couple of big names that are out for the day already. Like you see, we had Cindy up here already. We had Van Humison go down earlier. Melinda Van
Trevor
Humison.
Gardner took a loss.
Trevor took a loss
That's a
on
massive,
day 1.
massive update.
That is huge for his tournament run because now he's in the reload bracket and has to be perfect now for the rest of his tournament to try to come away with that victory. I want to see Game 4. Game 4 to me is one of the biggest superheroes versus somebody who I can't get quite a beat on. It's Lauren Hope versus Ray Upshaw. Ray has been a silent assassin up to this point. Very stoic when he's looking at the game or the camera, but to his opponent, he's all smiles. It's all buddy-buddy. We're all dapping up. The second he goes back, it is just a silent assassin.
And look, this is a much different Ray Upshaw than we're used to seeing. He's kind of established himself as the heel of the Big Buck community for quite some time. But this is a different Ray Upshaw. Stoic, calm, collected, collaborative with his community. It's been awesome to see, and he's obviously looking great so far. I got a lot of respect for him. I've had some long conversations with him, member of the fighting game community, competes in a variety of esports titles, and found a good home in Big Buck Hunter.
And we've got some other interesting ones. You take a look, Jamie Rundle, Bradley Gartner, you got Bo Herrig, Chris Exberger. This set of games right now, we are getting to that nitty-gritty where there is a lot of big names on the board getting ready to heat things up.
Yeah, I cannot wait for this next round. First round done and dusted. Second round as well. We're jumping into some of the best players in this competition. Round 3, Lauren Hope and Ray Upshaw. Game 4 is the one I want to jump on board with personally. We have not shown Lauren on screen, and Ray obviously has a great story. Lauren Hope, member of the Regina Sask Hunters, who really,
Sask Buck Hunters.
Sask Buck Hunters, thank you. If Drew Baldock is the godfather of the Canadian big buck community, Lauren is the godmother. They've been doing so much together for quite some time.
Speaking of godfathers and godmothers, we have one of the OG godmothers getting ready to join us. John, if you want me to step away so you can interview one of the OGs of the community, I'm more than happy to do that. But we have got Amy Green just off a screen, and I'll get a chance to sit down and speak with her as we go into Game 4. Lauren Hope, Ray Upshaw. This is the site that we want to see on our screens. We can see the other games going on around this bend. These 5 games have a lot of big names. Game 2 we can jump into if you want while we wait for this one to get loaded.
This one's ready to go.
Ahead.
Let's stick here. Oh, no, we did Game 2. Bradley Gartner, versus Jamie Rundle. Big matchup. Bradley's on fire this tournament, and it's showing 4-2 against Jamie Rundle. That's a great start.
And that's a 900-point differential, 41-32 right now going into the next site. But let's go to Game 4. Here we go. Lauren Hope, 2-1 over Ray Upshaw. 2-2 now. Knotted up. Lauren looking for a deep buck, but won't be able to find it. Ray and Lauren both 3-3.
Neck and neck. We couldn't have asked for a better match. This is round 3, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we're turning things up to 99 degrees, which isn't really that hot. I don't know why I picked that number, but nonetheless, this is a great
240. Matchup. We're looking for boiling or hotter. We're baking something out here.
All
right,
boiling?
baby? No, boiling, I think it's 212.
Well, how do you know that? What's freezing? You should better know that.
32.
Okay, you better know that one. Here we go. Lauren Hope versus Ray Upshaw. Ray gets the second. Lauren matches. Mirrors. Ray Upshaw with the third. Can Lauren keep this tied? No. Ray Upshaw runs away with it.
So Ray's now going to have a little bit of a lead, 300 points.
Barely.
It's not a lot. It's something that he can work with and expound upon, but Ray has to be careful. Lauren coming into these final couple of sites is going to be very dangerous. Her back is against the wall, and I think this is what she expects. She expects to be in a fight. She has to find that next gear.
Look at the intensity. Ray takes a moment, takes a sip, takes a breather. He knows the stakes right now. And you don't see this often. You don't see this type of pause in between rounds. Ray collecting his thoughts, collecting his mental. And he's a longtime competitor. He knows what it takes to perform in these moments. The question is, can he?
That's FGC background to me.
Right.
You see those fighting game guys, they will take their time between fights, between matchups. He's up 2-0 already over Lauren. Lauren has to find a couple. He's going to find 3. He's going to find 4. Looking for more. There is 5 out of 6. Lauren is shut out in that round.
I got to be honest with you. I think he picked up 3 on accident. Both him and Lauren were actually shooting for the other buck, and Buck 4 actually popped up right in front of it. That's a massive round for Ray Upshaw. And look at the result. After
4,000.
taking a moment to calm his mental, Michael Gervais, Drew Baldock watching.
And Lori, the 2 better halves are watching.
That's right. I like that. Michael Gervais is a sports psychologist and says, when you're competing, you don't want to be at a 10 out of 10. You want to be more like a 6 or a 7. Ray got there, and it's showing.
There we go with 2-1. Lauren looking for that deep critter. He finds it. That's going to be 2-2. Ray knotting it up now. Ray taking the lead, 3-2. And Ray finds himself up by about $4,000 going into these. I believe the final site might be the bonus round here.
Yeah,
bonus round indeed. They're getting ready. They know that's not a choice. Ray has to get ready. And no, it is a choice. It's one last round.
This is everything. Ray knows it. Ray knows he cannot slip up. He cannot afford a dough out right now. And Lauren's just ready to go. She's like, come on, bud, any moment here. She's getting a little antsy. Lauren needs a perfect round. Ray just needs to not buck up. See what he can do.
No dough out here for Ray. That's all he's looking for. Lauren, again, waiting. Lauren's nerves have got to be through the roof.
Yeah.
She is sitting there waiting round in and round out for Ray to get comfy, Ray to get ready. She is waiting for him, and Ray starts out hot and heavy. 3 in a row again. Lauren picks up 1, now 2. Looking for the last one. She gets it to go, but will it be enough to even get her close enough for the bonus? I don't believe so, John.
I don't think so either. Dangerous trophy coming through, which will certainly help her case, and she picks it up quick. That's a distance for the trophy.
2,000.
But
2,000.
Not enough. 2,000-point game, yeah, maybe a 3,000-point game. I don't know. Unless Ray completely drops a goose egg, I think he's got this. This is a different Ray Upshaw this tournament.
He has not played a bonus round, though. Both of his first 2-round matchups, he has been sitting by the wayside, letting his opponent pick it up. So I don't know if he's ready for the bonus necessarily. Lauren comes out hot, 7-1, 8-1, 9-1, 10, 10-12-2. That is a 10-point differential. Lauren Hope, 12-2 over Ray Upshaw. Second screen coming in. Ray has to find something to pick up, but Ray has not yet found a groove. Lauren still dominating the bonus round. Will it be enough?
Lauren Hope turns it way up in the bonus. She is shooting out of her mind right now, but it isn't going to matter. Ray picks up the last few, the crucial few. Lauren with a clean sweep, a dominant bonus round, but I don't think it was enough. They both know it. And Ray Upshaw will take the win. Congratulations to him. Look at the excitement. This is a different Ray Upshaw this tournament.
Definitely a different Ray Upshaw. Going into game number 2, we're going to bring that one up on the program feed. I believe that was the Gartner boy on game number 2.
He lost by a lot.
Already lost?
Yeah. Let's jump into game 2. It's going to be Andy Lynn, I believe, on game 2. The love being given to Lori.
Andy Lynn, he's going to be down in this one, it looks like, after that round. Adam Holm, reigning defending champion, is taking a commanding lead in that game. And we will see what can happen here. If Andy Lynn can scrounge back up into this matchup at all. Meanwhile, my main man, John Kefalukos, has taken a bit of a leave here. He's going to give me a few moments to bring on one of the godmothers of the game, one of the veterans, one of the people that helps bring the community together, the pack leader of the 7th, I repeat, 7th Street Slayers, Miss Amy Green. Amy, it's a pleasure to have you on broadcast. How are you feeling?
Good.
All right, that first question's out of the way. Can you hear me? You got me?
No.
Oh, you can't hear me at all?
No.
Pop one headphone off. There we go. We'll talk like this so you can hear me. Adam Holm, reigning defending champion. He's played well up to this point in the day, and he's dominating Andy Lynn. Is that a sight of things to come? Is he just on a different level right now?
You always know when Adam's hopping that he's feeling in the zone. You'll watch him. He's got a little bunny hop that he does.
Last time he was on stage, we actually had Cindy up here, not out in her normal spot. He turned around and gave a wink to the crowd, and she said, I don't even think he knows I'm not there. I think he has no idea.
No, I made sure to cheer super loud for him because we saw her up here. That was
you had to cheer for both of you. You had to cheer double.
Yeah.
So tell me, who are your favorites this year? Who do you think has the best shot at coming away with that jug?
Oh, gosh. I feel like Pat Heelan is due. I was just up there visiting them in Maine, and he's playing really well. Chris Freem, always in the top of the leaderboard, I feel like. And our teammate, Mike Byrne, he put me in the reloaded tonight, but his game is sharp. His
Friendly
game is
Fire
sharp.
got you. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
I like your call-outs, looking at Freem, looking at a guy like Adam. I love what you got here. You see Adam dominating in his matchup on that game. Philip Beaupre and Emmy Keenan coming into game 4. Give me your thoughts on that one. Both of them big names in the community. Emmy Keenan, one of the leading ladies. Phil Beaupre, a longtime vet.
I definitely wouldn't want to be going against Phil.
Is he playing that hot right now?
My God. Again, when I was in Maine a couple weekends ago, he couldn't stand, but he could shoot.
I love what Julianne told me. I know Julianne's in the reloaded bracket already. Julianne told me when I was speaking to her earlier, she said, this is the least he and I have played over a full year.
Oh, wow.
She said, but it also has made it to where we're so relaxed. We don't feel like there's any pressure on us because we haven't played. We qualified. We did what we needed to do.
Right.
But we don't feel any pressure. Andy Lynn and Adam Holm in the bonus round here. You can see it. Space Invaders looks like that third screen could get a little orange gun heavy because they're coming in from that right side. Do you find that to be true?
I do. What's hard about this one, too, is you're so used to trying to shoot and get higher points by shooting further. And so that carries over into bonuses when when they're coming on the screen. Like,
instead of just rapid on that right side, trying to get them as they come out. That bonus is complete. Adam Holm, Andy Lynn will share a hug, but Adam Holm, 19,000 points to Andy Lynn's 7. Let's jump right into game number 4 here with Phil Beaupre and Emmy Keenan. That is a 900-point differential, about a 1,000-point differential right now going into Site 2. Talk to me about this trek. In this round, You see this trek in front of you. What are the normal thoughts on this one?
This one is hard because there's so many obstacles and also a lot of critters there to distract. It's also one, if you doe out, there's a lot of points that you can miss. So you definitely, which she did doe out. Yeah, it's a hard one to come back from.
So talk to me from a competitor standpoint. When your opponent does out, do you all of a sudden just calm down? Do the nerves go right to the ground?
Absolutely not.
Really? Do they heighten?
Yes. It's so bad. It is so bad. I played Jason Roulette, I think it was last year or the year before, and he doed out, and I had an opportunity to shoot $5. I missed every single buck.
Well,
so no, that is not the case.
That's not the case.
At all. I was like, and there was nothing wrong with the gun. It was all me.
Not like with what happened to Patrick earlier. I heard he had a little bit of a delay with his gun on his screen, had a little bit of a visual glitch.
Yeah.
That round goes over to Phil Beaupre as well, 7,000 to 4,000, about a 3,900 point differential. Julianne Jones right there with Nicholas Sinadinos, the Greek countryman of my main man, John Kefaloukos, in the crowd, I believe cheering on Phil Beaupre, because if you're going to stand with Julianne, you better be rooting for Phil. I don't think she wants anything else around her. And he comes out quickly with 2, now finds a third, looking for 4, looking for more. That's going to go over to Phil. Phil knotting it up, looking for the back buck, finds both of them, and that will be a 3-3 sight, but Phil finds the down and distance. How important is that distance at these early sights?
It's so important. The thing is you see the buck right in front of you, but you also want to look in the back. So if you get the one at the front of the screen, you're getting 200-300 points. But if you're looking in the back, which the OG players tend to do, you're getting the 1,000 points.
Okay.
So you definitely, just because it's on the front of the screen doesn't mean that's the one you want to shoot.
I don't know how Phil started off that quick, but Phil went 3-0 and then found the last 2. This one is about all knotted up. If I could get you to come back here to the desk, I'm going to give Miss Green a chance to tell us something very important that I think should be important to the entire community. So if you don't mind coming back here, Amy, real quick, I want to bring this up for you. We're going into the bonus round between Phil and Emmy, but we're going to talk. The next time you and I get on camera, I want to talk to you about your tournament you hold, the community that you bring out to everybody. Talk right into the camera. Tell them about your community. Tell them about the tournament you put on, that regional. Let them know.
Perfect. Hi. So we started a group with a couple of other communities in the Buccaneer community, and we call it Buckers Without Borders. We host a charity tournament every year in April. It'll be April 26th this year at Plum's Bar and Grill in St. Paul. We raise money for a nonprofit called Partnership Resources, and they work with disabled adults with development issues, and they find them jobs and transportation. It's a day program, arts. They're making a movie right now, like Boy Bands in a Haunted Mansion, I think it's called. I don't know. It's an amazing, amazing group, and we've raised in 3 years now with the tournament almost $30,000.
Hey, look, that's a great average across 3 years. Amy, you've got a great community with you. The 7th Street Slayers, they come out and show out every year. She helps put on an incredible tournament, the Buckers Without Borders. We have talked a lot on this broadcast about community, about family, about this environment. Tell me, what does this environment mean to both the OGs and the newcomers?
It's something that's really exciting to come into, and you honestly don't know what it is until you get here. Feeling the camaraderie and the family, and we are it's all-encompassing energy, and everybody is just so welcoming. And I was just telling Nick before I came on, I said, it's really hard because, I played Mike, and he knocks me out today, and then tomorrow I'm playing one of my best friends, Cindy. And he goes, maybe you should stop having so many friends. I'm like, I know. Maybe we're full. No, but it's just
stop being so popular. Many. That's your problem.
No.
If you weren't so popular, we wouldn't have this issue.
Stop. No, it's just everybody is so great, and they're so welcoming, and I've traveled all over the country into Australia multiple times to visit people that I've met here, and it's just.
That's not just the community here in person. You don't even have to necessarily be a player. If you come into this place, Joe's on Weed Street, this weekend at all, you are going to leave with more friends than you had when you walked in the door.
Absolutely.
It is a great position to be in. Let's check in there with game number 1, though. Let's get back to some of the action. It looks like Andy White is up 3,000 in game number 3. Game number 1, bonus complete. But we got Chris on stream.
Yes.
We need to go to Chris Freem right now. Let's get a little bit of 7th Street Slayer love with Chris the Dream Freem, baby.
Yes. Well, and Bill just beat Trev Gardner, you know, the
winningest player in history.
Well, no, Freem is the winningest player.
But Gardner's got more
Gardner's got more money.
He's got more championships.
Yes, but Freem has more guns.
20-point differential right now between Chris Freem and Bill O'Malley.
That is amazing.
2 sights down, 3 to go. If you were in the crowd right now, what would you be shouting at Chris? Just don't shout it at me.
Oh, yeah. I would just tell him to dig deep, dig deep. Chris, he doesn't hear us. He's not
He's
hearing
not
us.
here. He's there.
Chris is playing his own game.
He's on the site, not here in Joe's on Weed Street. That is a big site for Chris. He goes up by 2,000 now after going 5-1 and picking up critters. Go ahead, shout him out.
What?
Go ahead and shout him out, Mr. Cleary. You saw him on screen.
I was like, oh, there's my friend Jimmy.
We got Julianne and Phil down in the crowd waving up at us. Beautiful people down there. Bill O'Malley yet to get into this round. 3, now 4-0. Looking for 5.
Ooh.
Chris Freem, after a 20-point differential 2 sights ago, has ripped this thing wide open. Will be up by 8,000.
Oh, my God.
After 2 sights, it was 20 points. After 4, it's 8,000. And the only person I could hope to have on this call explain that to me is Miss Amy Green, one of the cohorts of the 7th Street Slayers. When Chris is that dominant, is it scary for the rest of the field?
100%. But the thing about Freem that I love so much, little story. A couple years ago, my brother was an alternate. My brother has very minimally played the game. Chris was playing my brother in their first round. And I said, Chris, will you just, let him get at least 1? I said, just let him get at least 1. And Chris looks at me and he goes, but I want to win. And I'm like, you're Chris freaking Freem.
You already won. You've already won.
Right, but I was just like, just don't snowball my brother.
Well, right now he is snowballing Bill O'Malley. He has brought out the broom. Over here on game 4, we got a finishing touch. Derek King goes over Brandon Waschenberger, 13,000 to 12,000, 700 or 800 point differential there. Derek King goes over Brandon Waschenberger. That's a beautiful win for him. Garrett Pilley, Sean Stafford, game 1. That's about a 3,000 differential. As Chris Freem in the bonus round will wrap things up, much like I'm going to wrap things up here with Miss Green. Amy, you got to watch Chris come away with a win. You got to be on broadcast. You got to talk about the Buckers Without Borders. Is there anything final you want to say before we get you out of here?
No, just April 26th. Put it on your calendars. Come to St. Paul.
April 26th, put it on your calendars. But right now, October 11th and 12th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, be in Chicago. Come to Joe's on Weed. Make more friends than you had when you came in. Miss Green, it was an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for joining us on broadcast. I'm going to be bringing in John Kefalukos back into the broadcast as we get Miss Green out of here. The godmother herself of the 7th Street Slayers. Thank you so much for joining us once again as we get our rounds underboard. Let's go to commercial for just a hot moment and show everybody at home what they need to be let in on. You're doing a commercial?
Big Buck Hunter World Championship 2024. Fall out back once again with Colin the Crow Clark. And what a day it's been. 3 rounds in. Competition's been great.
Competition has indeed been great. I have loved the action we've gotten to see from some of our top players. A couple of upsets already. But, John, I think we got somebody very important to go to.
That's right. It's time to throw it over to Omar Jimenez, our sideline reporter, with yet another interview. Omar, take it away.
Look, you talked about the upsets. Well, we've had a few so far. I want to bring in Bill O'Malley because, all right, look, you are experiencing the ups and downs of the Big Buck World Championship because you beat Trevor Gardner, right? Tell me what that was like for you.
You know, when I played Trevor, I ended up going up early in the first 2 sites, and I was joking with him that this is it, right? We don't need to play anymore. And after winning, I was on cloud 9. I've never made it to round 3 of the Game 1, so it was just a really exciting experience, and the energy and the level is so high right now. I can't even come down if I wanted to, and I just lost.
See, look, again, the ups and downs. And for those that don't know, Trevor Gardner is a multiple year world championship champion. That is the elite of the elite. But then, while you're on cloud 9, you go up and face another previous world champion in Chris Freem. Tell me about what happened that match. A little different.
They can't always go your way. Chris came out firing. I think he was expecting to play Trevor, so he acted like he was playing Trevor, and just couldn't shoot as fast as he could. And maybe I'll come back tomorrow and see him later down the road.
And can you just, because I think your story is interesting, because you debuted 2021, I believe,
correct,
and you finished 55th. You slid a little bit in the past few years. Last year you finished 72nd. What is your mentality coming into something like this? Are you just trying to claw up a few places, or do you really feel like, all right, I can make it to this final 10 and even beyond?
Yeah, I always want to win my first round. I feel like the first rounds, I'm usually a bit an even player, so I'm playing some of my skill level. This year, I want to win 1 on the first day, 1 or 2 on the second day, have some fun, see my friends. I never thought I'd be winning against Trevor Gardner. I was like, well, here we go. This is going to be, I haven't really been drinking. I've been kind of just having some water, and I was like, I can't wait to go have a shot at the bar. But yeah, I come in and I just think, okay, a little bit better every year. I don't plan to win. I come to have fun.
And the last thing I'm going to ask you is, we've got people from all over the world, and you're repping Portland, Maine. So what is Maine's presence here right now?
Yeah, Maine has grown. When I came in 2021, it was just me, Pat Heel, and Kayla Geary. Now we have 5 players from Portland, 3 from Bangor, and we're repping. We're loud, and we're not the biggest team. We're not the Slayers, but we're loud.
Not the biggest team. You're loud. Maybe Maine as a state should adopt a little bit of what you guys have right here. Yeah. Thanks so much. Good luck to you. You'll be back tomorrow trying to compete. We got a lot going on right now, including up on the stage. Let's dip into a little bit of what we're hearing right now.
All right. You need 2 more.
The North feels like they're better than the South in this game. We're just going to make it slightly south. We're going with Abby Rucco from Minnesota.
Abby Rucco.
Don't pick Sean just because it'll be hilarious.
And your final pick, make it count.
I have this lady advocating for this lady, and I don't know this lady, but she seems like she can play flip cup. I want her.
Sean is angry.
He said if you lose, it's on you.
Yep. All right, so anchors. I need anchors on the inside. You're already in the right place. That's fantastic. You are going to be the anchor if you're standing right here.
I'm the anchor.
John's the anchor. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start on the outside, okay, here, and we're going to start over here. The next person cannot start drinking until that first cup is finished and flipped. Understood? Relay race style. Okay. In 3, 2, 1, go!
I like the head start.
That's the first flip right there.
There we go. We got one down over here.
Neck and neck. Oh, pulling ahead. John. Can John bring it home? Try again. a victory for Team Kefalukos. Gentlemen and lady, you performed admirably, but I'm sorry, now is the time for you to leave my stage. Get off my stage. Yes, sir.
I just want to say one thing. Me and Tresso are undefeated, 2-0 all time. We challenge all you motherfuckers out here. We challenge all. I want you. I want him. I want him.
This is where we lose focus.
All right, Team Kefalukos, I need you to come together and choose one of my two magical chests. What will it be? Abby's feeling it out. The chest on the left.
Mike,
what
they had
is inside?
Mike, they had 2 Canadian.
Oh! Depending on who you are, this bad prize might be a good one. It's 4 bottles of Malort, the Chicago specialty. You have to enjoy that while you're here on stage, certainly. You better open it up and give her a try.
Next flip cup, she could use the Malort.
A little pep talk is necessary before a Malort. Treso waits for no one. Down the hatch. Unbelievable. Oh, it's a sting you won't
gotta
soon
show
forget.
the Malort face now. That's the whole thing. There it is. Oh, yeah, there's one. There's one. There's a Malort face. Never again. Come on. They come in bigger bottles.
All right, let's clear the stage. We got to get to our final round. Thank you for joining us for the final game break of day 1 of World Championship 17. We'll be back with more games tomorrow. Let's get back to the games, fellas.
All right, couple more announcements.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Big Buck Hunter World Championship. I am Colin the Crow Clark. My host, John Kefalukos, is not here yet because he was just up on that stage going 2-0 in Flip Cup. He went 1-0 last year. He gets back on stage this year and is now 2-0 in Flip Cup. He is undefeated, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how he does it. He had the best team last year. He gets another hot team this year. Chris, Treso, and you might be unstoppable as a start man and an anchor man in Flip Cup. I don't know anybody that could screw that up for y'all.
Listen, Colin, I got to be honest with you. We got hired to do a Big Buck Hunter broadcast, and this is the Big Buck Hunter show, but I think we should just make this a Flip Cup competition from here on out. I'm ready to take on any person in this room. We're not losing.
Can I have water? I
Yeah,
will
you
help
can play water cup. That's good. That's good.
I will do water cup.
You know, it's all about the teammates. I got to say, shout out to my team. Couldn't have done it without them. when you're drafting a team, you have to just look them in the eyes, and if your heart starts to tingle a little bit, if you feel a little tingle inside, like the spidey sense, that's when you know. And that's what happened
who
out
were
there.
your teammates? Shout them out.
Abby Rucco, dominant, 1 cup wonder. She was insane, 1 flip wonder, sorry. Chris Tresso, the Canadian sensation, the Canadian Eagle. He does it all. The GOAT of drinking games, but he doesn't unfortunately make it to top 10 in the actual competition. And then lastly, this was a wild card, okay? I don't pick just the people I know that are stacked. I pick randoms as well. This girl, Ashley, I never met her in my life before, but she was a fantastic player, and we took the dub.
What'd you get as a prize?
God, don't get me started. I can still taste it in the back of my throat. Malort. Do you know what Malort is, Colin?
No.
Have I not told you about this?
No.
Probably because you can't drink. This guy doesn't drink. He's at a big buck competition and no drink. That's impressive. Malort is a liquor that started in New York, and it was so bad that they shipped it to Chicago, and Chicagoans are such trolls that we made it a meme. It tastes like sweaty socks. I'm not even kidding. It's disgusting, and it is now the liquor of Chicago. If you visit Chicago, you have to try it.
Would you like something to wash down your
Yes,
Malort
please.
with?
I need that so bad right now.
Good Lord. I don't know how you do that to yourself, but the action has started back up in our next round. John, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty of the final matches of the night.
That's
because
right.
You know how it is. As people get put into that reload bracket, the names get less and less because we're not going to send anybody home on Friday. We'll start sending them home bright and early on Saturday,
That's right.
but we ain't sending them home Friday.
That's one of the staples of the Big Buck Championship is guaranteed you can make it to day 2. No reload round action today, so everyone makes it to day 2. If you lost early, you get to party and drink. It's a win-win situation. But let's go ahead and jump into gameplay. We got ourselves some good
Jamie
matches.
Rundle is down 2,000 points to Patrick Heelan after one sight. Yes, it's only one sight. Yes, there's plenty of time to come back, but 2,000 points already for Patrick. Patrick starting off. Jamie Rundle gets the first one. Patrick looking to tie it up, gets one. Jamie goes 2-1 now, looking to make it 3-1. Jamie Rundle looking to tie it back up, but Patrick finds one. One last buck on the board.
No one gets it. And keep in mind, this is a zombie round with the bow, which is more accurate, harder to use. You have to get a headshot in zombie rounds. Very difficult to do. The fact that these pro players just got $5 was insane.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the only time I would ever use the bow in this situation is if I was playing on Big Buck Hunter Reloaded, but I chose the Walking Dead story campaign. I will play that thing into the ground, but I don't know how good I'll be at this.
Yeah, Big Buck Hunter Reloaded with Walking Dead is awesome. Let's jump right back in another zombie round. This is a tough series. Look, this is round 3. You got to be round 4. You got to be able to step up. You got to be a top player, and it's certainly showing. Jamie Rundle from Minnesota, Patrick Keelan from Amigos in Maine, and Jamie is looking solid. Who can get the headshot there? Patrick ties it up at 2.
2-2 all knotted up, and they're going to miss $2 on the board. That is going to be a 200-point differential.
Wow.
Favor of Patrick Heelan. Patrick Heelan, we were told by Amy Green, is playing the best she's ever seen him play. And the 7th Street Slayers, very close, good friends of all those from Maine.
And you called it too. You said Jamie's looking fantastic in warm-ups, and it certainly has carried him to here in round 4. Chris Exberger, meanwhile, is destroying his matchup against Matt Peterson, the number 1 ranked player worldwide, certainly showing in this competition. But back to this matchup, tied at 1 apiece. We got a great match between these two.
Philip Beaupre's also up over Kayla Geary. Andy Miko's on the stage right now. Adam Holm has finished his match already. That was a big win for Adam. He has been on a tear on day. He has not given anybody a chance to come back. Jamie Rundle up over Patrick, so it has flipped the script now. Looking to see if Patrick can answer back against Jamie Rundle, who was fantastic in warm-ups today. One sight to go, John.
It all comes down to this. A back-and-forth matchup between two great players. Patrick Keelan and Jamie Rundle both connect for 1. Who can take the 5th and final sight to get the lead going into the bonus round? Patrick gets 2. Jamie neutralizes, gets the critter as well. And it all comes out to long-range buck. Gonna be picked up ×2 for Jamie Rundle. And he gives himself a 4,000-point lead.
That is the kind of cushion that you can't come back from. Phil Beaupre wins his match, meanwhile. Andy Miko up only 1,700 over Ray Upshaw. Let's go to game 3
Game 3 it is.
immediately.
Yeah, this is a crazy matchup. Andy Miko, we've been hyping him up. Put a poster on his door saying this looks a lot more fun of Adam Holm hoisting the trophy. He wants a championship win after getting taken out by Adam Holm last year, finishing in 18th place after getting 2nd place the year before. He finds himself in a close battle with Ray Upshaw, who's been one of the silent heroes of this tournament.
Silent killers indeed. He has gone and done everything he can possibly do to win every game. He has really made his opponents wait for him to get reset at the beginning of every round. Ray Upshaw looking to try to find one. He gets the first one. Andy can't get a second, but
he dove out.
Ray does out. He is distraught over that one, and now Andy has to find as many bucks as he can to try to extend a lead that he is clinging on to right now.
If Andy gets this dangerous trophy, it's over. And he does! Andy Miko. Dominant performance off the heels of a dough out from Ray Upshaw. He will take this one. Congratulations to Miko. What a showing from this New Yorker.
Yeah, Andy Miko, we knew he would be on a bit of a tear today.
He's got a machine in his house, in his living room to be precise. This guy put in the work. I think he's looking great to make a long run this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, he is poised for it, and we talked to him earlier. He seemed really confident. He seemed really, really assured of his own ability and of himself coming into this one, and he's up in the bonus round. He has given himself a point lead, so we think Ray Upshaw will find himself in the reload bracket going in tomorrow as Andy Miko sent him to the reload bracket after that matchup.
Yeah, and the sportsmanship is there. Meanwhile, let's jump into game number 4.
Jordan Klassen.
Yeah, we haven't shown Jordan Klassen a lot on broadcast.
The diaper dandy himself.
Look at the hype. Look at the New York crew coming out for him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey. Not on TV, baby. Not on this PG-13.
Listen, testosterone's pumping right now. This guy needed a kiss. He needed a kiss.
All right. Hey, look, if that's what he needed, that's what he needed. Let's go into game number 4 right now.
Look at this guy. You see the guy with the sleeveless guns out?
Was that
Cittadinos? I think he had a mullet, too. It wasn't Cittadinos. It was like Cittadinos in 20 years.
Jordan Klassen here. Up by about 1,500 going into the final 2 sites. Another Canadian on the board. I think this is country on country, though. Who is Jordan playing? He is playing Mike Byrne, B-Y-R-N-E. Mike Byrne up against Jordan Klassen here. Jordan Klassen from Regina, Saskatchewan, the diaper dandy from a few years ago. Mike is up 3-2 in this round, but Jordan knots it up 3-3 and maintains his lead.
And Jordan's a great story. He burst onto the scene in 2022 at this debut in the World Championship, got 8th place in his debut, won Rookie of the Year, came back, got 7th. Part of the Saskatchewan crew, gets a lot of practice against that local squad, and he's looking for another great tournament here, and he's looking great.
One more site to go with Jordan in the lead here. Jordan picking up the first. Mike answers right back. That's going to be Jordan with 2. Mike looking to answer back again, but Jordan gets the 3rd. Jordan looking for the 4th. Couple of critters going over to Mike. Mike trying to stay into this point differential race. Jordan finds 1. Mike finds the other. 4-2 with, I believe, a trophy to come on the map. Here it comes out of the backside, trying to shoot in the front of it, and that's going to go over to Jordan as well. Jordan Klassen up by 5,000 as they are the final game on stage other than Chris Freem over there on game number 5.
Jordan Killer Klassen. He's not missing. He's got ice in his veins. He's looking to get his best performance yet. 8th place, then 7th place. Only looking up here for Jordan right now as he's been on fire today.
On fire today, indeed. In the bonus round, Jordan will find a way to win this one because he's up by a big enough point differential. Let's jump on over to game 5 with Chris Dream the Freem, the man himself.
Camera
My goodness.
6RF is just showing 2 girls hamming and having a great time. I've never seen 2 people have a more fun conversation. I don't know, we have to show this right now. These 2 are just so happy. They're on cloud 9, sipping their Michelob Ultras and just enjoying life.
Sometimes what you got to do at the Big Buck Hunter World Championship, that's what you got to do, is just sip your drink and have a great time while everybody around you has a tournament to win. With Chris Dream in the bonus round, he's going to come away with a win here as well. Andrew White finds his victory. Jordan Klassen finds his. Once this goes to the finale, we will then have our next matchup on the board. But John Kepalucos, let me tell you right now, we thought we had the most handsome man on the planet with Omar Jimenez giving out interviews. But now he's being joined by one of the most insightful, one of the most intense, one of the most intriguing characters on the scene. Omar Jimenez is standing by with the one, the only, Andy Miko.
All right, Andy, you could not hear that introduction, but it truly was like WWE style. Oh, here we go. What's up, Jared? This is Jared Erlinson. Yep, that's a bucket of beers. All right, there we go. That's Jared Erlinson, ladies and gentlemen. He is the husband of ladies champion, perennial ladies champion, Sarah Erlinson, who's won many times in the past. Yeah. All right. Look, we love getting a good beer here and there, but how have you been playing today? How have you been feeling?
Feeling good.
soon as you get through that first one, the jitters kind of go away. It's just get up there and play. And I got the hunting party back there, all 12, 14 of them, screaming.
Well, and look, here's the thing. I've been seeing pics from inside your apartment for a while now, because as I understand, you have the previous, you know what, you explain to me, what do you have up on your wall right now?
So 2 years ago when I lost in the finals to Bromley, I came home the next day, I put a piece of paper right next to my gun when I mounted it that said, reserved for the 2023 World Championship gun. I fell short on that, crossed it out, it's got a number 4 on it now. There's also a photo of Adam Holm on stage last year. He knocked me out by a couple hundred points. So on my door when I leave my apartment is a photo of him holding the trophy. And it says, this is way more fun than 18th place, right? So every day I leave, I see Adam holding a trophy.
So that's been up every single day since last year?
About a week when I got home. After I kind of settled down, I'm like, game time.
All right, so you see that every day. You go in and out. Now, I don't know if you've seen him. I mean, he's around. You can't miss the beard at this point.
I mean, great guy, too. I've been chatting with him a bit. Like, couldn't have been a nicer guy, but...
How does it feel to actually be here in person, trying to compete for that opportunity you've been seeing above your doorway for a year straight now?
I mean, excited. I can't wait. 2 years ago, I got him. Last year, he got me. So, round 3.
Let's do it. Rubber match, baby.
Nothing better playing him. Good player. It's fun. And it's exciting.
And you're happy with how you performed tonight?
Yeah, good. More zombies, more zombie bows. Give it to me.
Speaking of zombies, he's actually very nice for sticking around with us because I'm holding you up right now.
We gotta get to the haunted house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. Hey, I appreciate you, as always. The one and only Andy Miko, everybody. Extra motivated. Depending on how he does, I might have to adopt that. Put a little sign on top of my head for my nemesis.
Man, yeah.
That's what you need. That's what you need. All right, guys, back to you.
Omar, Andy, thanks so much, guys. Great interview. And look, I am so excited. Omar started to preview it, but we have a rematch for top 8. Andy Miko versus Adam Holm tomorrow, bright and early. Be here. Don't miss it. He's had a poster up all year long. He finally gets a chance at revenge.
Hey, look, when you're staring down your opponent, Tyson and Holyfield, you're looking at, we're looking at the greats of all time, Pacquiao versus Mayweather. These two have some bloodlust underneath that
Who's
surface.
Pacquiao? Who's Mayweather? Easy answer.
Adam is the one with the championship. He is Mayweather.
Adam is Mayweather.
Adam
Simply.
has to be Mayweather. He's the one with the championship.
Pacquiao's scrappy though. That little guy.
He's got some strength. He got some strength to come into the body. That's what Andy needs tomorrow. He's got to go for the body. He can't go for the headshot. Can't go for the one-hit quitter. He's got to go sight for
What
sight.
if it's a Buckzilla
buck
round?
for buck.
What if it's a Buckzilla round? Then he has to go for the headshot. I'm sorry. I should have let you roll with that. You felt so good about that one.
I was on
I really
fire.
should have let him just
I was
continue
on
to roll
fire
with
with
that. I'm sorry. But yeah, we're going to have a great matchup. Andy Miko versus Adam Holm. Philip Beaupre versus Jordan Klassen. That'll be a great one, a classic. And then, of course, we do have Chris Exberger, who's on fire, by the way. We have not talked enough about Chris Exberger this tournament. He's been looking great.
Well, he's also had early exits the last couple of tournaments.
Yeah,
so coming in with the number 1 seed and then going out early doesn't necessarily instill a whole lot of confidence. But now he's playing for that position. He's playing hot into a Saturday, which is what he needs. He's got to be able to settle that tea kettle and keep playing like he had today.
Yeah. We'll see if he can do it. Chris Exberger, number 1 skill player in the world, dominates the rankings and the leaderboards every single year, comes in as the number 1 seed every single year, missed a couple tournaments, but he is now coming out swinging. I've been really impressed with his gameplay. And, of course, our last matchup in the winner's bracket will be Andrew White, the Pope, versus Chris Freem. Wisconsin versus Minnesota. The Packers versus the Vikings.
The Dream versus the Pope.
Who wins that one?
The Pope is inside of a shield at all times, so it's hard to take a shot. The Dream is in your subconscious. It's even harder to take a shot.
The Dream is kind of like Faith, and Faith is kind of like, the big man himself.
The
big man himself outweighs the Pope. I'm sorry.
All right,
I got Chris
going
Freem
with the
winning
Dream.
I got Freem. You got the Pope winning it?
Hell no. I got the Dream winning it too. Have you seen that man?
Either way, man, this is going to be a great winner's bracket winner's bracket matchup. I'm going to try and see if I can jump to the losers reload round.
I'm going to say that's the loaded bracket. This is the reloaded bracket.
Reload. Either way, we got some good reload bracket matchups. Obviously, all of our reload matchups. No one got eliminated today. They're all going to be coming back tomorrow. What a day it was. Any highlights for you as we wrap up?
Getting all those players on broadcast. I really think that's a really good touch. I think that today highlighted the community. It highlighted the personalities. We had the likes of Cindy Wright, Adam Holm, Amy Green coming up. We had some fantastic guests throughout the entire day. So I really think that showcasing the community of Big Buck is first and foremost, and we got to see that on display prominently with our guests.
Yeah, I got to agree wholeheartedly with you. That was definitely a highlight. On top of that, winning that Flip Cup series, I'm not going to lie, was my highlight for the day.
You're braggadocious, aren't you?
I'm just kidding.
You braggadocious.
Seeing the community all come back together, the vibes, something's different about this year. Every year is fun. But this year, the competition's better than it's ever been. The vibes are better than it's ever been. You see it right now. It is an all-time high here in this room, and I can't wait for day number 2. We're just getting started here for the Big Buck Championship 2024. Pappy's Jug is at stake. Who will hoist the trophy tomorrow? We will find out. I'm John Kefaloukis, also known as Fallout with 2 T's. Please let us know if you have any feedback for us, anything you want to see more of, less of, let us know on Twitter. This is Colin the Crow Clark. On behalf of ourselves, our entire production team, Todd, Aaron, and everyone else, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Day 2 tomorrow, bright and early. Don't go anywhere. Set your alarm clocks. We'll see you tomorrow around noon for day number 2 of Big Buck Hunter Championship action. See you then, everybody.